Get your free info kit from Birch Gold. Just text SECURE to the number 989898.
When it's time to sell your home, you hope your agent knows the market, timing, pricing, interest rates, neighborhoods, staging open houses, understanding contracts, completing paperwork. Oh, and can actually help guide you on your big move. Don't hope, know. When you hire a Weichert agent, you can be sure you've got a partner who will guide you every step of the way, from listing to closing and everything in between. Weichert, dream, move, home. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
KKFN and KKFN HD1.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Good morning. What's up, Kyle? Kyle. Hey, Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
What's up?
It's Kyle, Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker, and yourselves on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. You can also participate via the YouTube chat, which is presented by Champ Honda. Wow, what a difference a week makes, my friend. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. It's been I haven't talked to you since the collapse.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh!
Man. I'm over it now.
I know.
I'm ready to move on.
Well, I'm going to rip that Band-Aid off and see if
you want to get into it?
Yeah.
You want to talk sports with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, because what we thought was going to be we thought it could have been Titletown USA, Kyle.
Yeah. And
as the calendar flipped to 2026, the Broncos were a legitimate Super Bowl contender. The Denver Nuggets were definitely in the conversation to maybe get another Larry O'Brien. And the Avalanche were on a tear. They had like 2 regulation losses up to that point. And then,
And then the playoffs started.
Then snake bitten with the Broncos. That was the real unlucky one. I know the Nuggets kind of had an injury-riddled season, but they didn't go into the postseason with a full bill of health, although they still should have performed better considering your best player and his Robin to that Batman were both healthy and fine enough to play. And then you get into the Avalanche, which they finally get past the second round for the first time since the Cup run.
Stars get eliminated.
Only to get spanked and swept out of the conference finals in 4 games by the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, I could take losing. I've been thinking about this a lot. I can take competitive losing. Team was just better, or a few bounces went the other team's way, etc. They just got smacked around, and it felt like just as much of a mental ass whooping. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah,
as it was a physical. So I think that's why at this point the Avs have delayed that postseason press conference. It's still up in the air a little bit about what's going on with Bednar, and they might be feeling that same mental fatigue that we are, because how much better can you get if you're this team? This is not a personnel issue anymore. This is mentally you just didn't have it.
Which is crazy. Right?
For a team that's
to your
been
point,
through so much, right?
To your point, like the organization provided them with everything you thought you needed to go and win another championship, and this matters at this point of the season and the tenure of this core, because legacy matters.
That's the only thing that matters, because we're not talking about, Montreal or any of those Canadian teams for that matter, about being competitive, about actually reaching the summit. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a team that's been there. We're talking about a team that has 2 of the world's best players on it. I don't know where you want to put them in the world, but that's the truth of the matter. We're not talking about a team that, just wants a taste of it, just if they can get just a little droplet of it. No, we're talking about a team that's competitive, that should be in the Stanley Cup conversation every year as long as Nathan McKinnon is on it.
And Cale Makar. And I know there were the first 2 games where you had to play without Cale Makar. We talked about that. We painted that picture last week, but he came back. This is how long a week feels, because last Sunday morning we were talking about, and you were sitting here doing the pregame and I think the postgame on Sunday, right, where they went up 3-0. Bang, bang, bang.
That was the
Foot
tough
up a
one.
dog.
That was the one.
That was the series right there. Up 3-0 in the first period.
I don't know if that
collapse.
was yeah. I mean,
well, dude, not only that, but you didn't even get 4 minutes into the second period before you had almost erased the lead that you had built in that whole first period.
Game 2 was a gut punch too.
Yeah, because you led it most of the way.
Yeah, but
and you couldn't close the deal.
But so it was my wife's birthday, so I couldn't watch all of the show in the studio. So by the time I got to the house, I'm doing the dash, by the way, back to the house from here, from doing the pregame.
Happy birthday, by the way.
She would appreciate that.
You guys are both May birthdays, huh?
Yeah, but I'm a Taurus. She's a Gemini.
Yeah.
But by the time I get back to the house, the first goal is in the net. And I'm like, let's go. And then here and they're coming from guys that we were having questions about. And what did we say? Hey, Kadri's got to play for you. Landeskog's got to play for you.
Boom, scores.
Like,
Jack Drury with the shorthanded.
These are things
I
that
was thinking it was going to be one of those, like, 7-2.
Finally, right? One of those relief games.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we can exhale a little bit.
Nope.
And the second period started.
Right. They had the power play going into the second period. They score, 19 seconds in?
Yeah.
And, of course, it's
Yeah.
Stone, the captain, who comes back, and then just the floodgates open.
Yeah, and then the guy that hadn't scored all damn postseason gets a funny bounce, and and then you just saw the snowball come down the hill, and there was nothing you could do about it. So the way they lost, I think, is more heartbreaking than the fact that they lost.
Well,
and
you might be right, because of the way that they performed in Game 4. It looked like a team that didn't have heart. Like, you're backs against the wall. We talk about desperation in sports all the time. They couldn't possess the puck. They couldn't actually make crisp passes. It looked like we were playing a preseason game a little bit.
Just looked limp.
And oh wow, yeah.
I'm not
Vegas on the flip side. Listen, I don't want it. No, you're not at all. Vegas on the flip side looked like that team that was the best team all year long. They were winning. Like, their checking was just out of this world. Like, the Avalanche could just not do anything. You went 25 minutes of a hockey game with the offensive firepower that you have in the Colorado Avalanche with one shot on net. Like, what are we doing, man?
We're not doing anything. There was a time we talked about this, Alex and Justin and myself. At the end of the first period, John Tortorella just looked annoyed. He didn't look like someone who had been punched in the face by a team that had woken up. He looked annoyed by the Avalanche. And then they came out in the second period and, like, okay, you kill a gnat with a sledgehammer. And that's what they did. They took the sledgehammer to him, and literally after that, the series was over.
Yeah. Well, that you could say once the goal was scored. On that fluke pass up in the air, Stone catches it, throws it right to himself, and that was in the first period. You're like, not again. Not again with this team.
Yeah, again.
What is Mike Evans' famous quote about Gabriel Landeskog this year? That he was a massive underachieving disappointment. Well, I mean, he got a lot of flack for that, and Gabe actually played quite a bit better from those comments on, which I know Mike takes credit for. But that's how you describe how the Avalanche season ended up. From the highs of the highs, you're 8-1 in the postseason, and lose 4 straight?
Yeah.
4 straight? Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Like, shock and awe, stunned. I did the show on Monday morning after the Game 3 loss with Mike Rice, and
how did you manage that?
I don't know. Like, it didn't feel real. It's like, how could you go from being the best team, the President's Trophy winning team all year long, and the odds-on favorite to get to the Cup final and probably win it, and you don't only lose the series, like to your point, the way you illustrated earlier, I could deal with if it was 6-7 tough games, 4 straight to a team that fired their coach on March 28th. I think they hired Tortorella on the 29th, right, of March.
Michael Malone-esque.
Yes, they had an 8-game runway before they got into the postseason, and when you looked at I just keep looking back to when they played game 1 against Anaheim. I'm like, neither one of these teams is even close. Now, I changed my tune a little bit because of the way Vegas finished that series. But how many goals did you have in the series?
But, I mean, what screams concession more than firing your coach at the end of March in the hockey season? Okay, all right, we're just going to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off to play for the future. That's the thinking when you do that kind of thing, except if you're Josh Kroenke, you want to get a little bit more juice out of the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not thinking Stanley Cup championship when you do something like that. You're thinking enough is enough, and we're going to make
Hopefully you
can
get us into the postseason, and we
Make
have some
noise.
positive momentum going into next year.
And build for the future.
No, they're going to the Cup final. So we know that matchup, the Stanley Cup final, is going to be the Carolina Hurricanes versus, as Sean McDonough would say, the VGK.
Can we talk about the Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Because that's what we wanted the Avalanche to do. We talked
They
about
lost
the
game 1
yeah.
in kind of surprising fashion.
rest versus rust thing.
and
all
then
of that.
come back and just completely handle their business.
We are who we are. And and Carolina's what? 12-2? 12-2.
I think one. Just one loss, right?
Yeah.
Was that the only loss? It was the only loss.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
loss.
the
They
first
swept
one.
the
Yeah,
first two.
because they swept Ottawa and then they swept Philadelphia. You're right. You're right. They lost the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals, and they said enough is enough. Now, it took some overtime games in there.
Well, a lot of that goes to credit Dobish, like the keeper for the Canadians.
Yeah.
He literally stood on his head. Like, they were getting outshot unbelievably, and he was still keeping them in games. But, like, when they had a chance to close out the other night, no doubter. You talk about the sledgehammer. 6-1.
Yeah, like, it's been since, 12-13 with Chicago that the president winner wasn't. It wasn't any
It's not a
different than-
curse if it's only been 10 years. I mean, we're not talking about, like, Boston and Chicago with, like, nearing a century mark of, it just never happens. We're talking about, 13 years ago that it happened.
I don't know, 13 in a row, man.
Well, the NFC won 13 straight Super Bowls right before the Broncos broke that.
It's almost like we do this show together. I was thinking the same thing, man.
Yes. So that is the Cup final. We'll break into that a little bit more. But also, like, what happens here going forward for the Colorado Avalanche, and now we know the NBA Finals, and no team from Colorado is going to participate in either one of those championship series. Didn't make it to a Super Bowl, so Titletown USA 2026 officially over. But the San Antonio Spurs. Dude, I've never rooted for the Spurs. Never. In fact, as far as like teams that I say, hey, I had my big number one finger, I'll go Spurs, go. Because that's how much I can't stand the Thunder, is that I was rooting for the Spurs, and they were able to get it done in Oklahoma City last night. What did you think of Wemby and the Spurs' performance to advance to the NBA Finals?
Man, I can't believe I'm going to say this on the radio, but I'm starting to come around on the Spurs. Hell yeah! I'm starting to come around. And by and large, they're a team of really likable kids.
Youngsters.
Because these guys are like Carter Bryant is 19 years old.
Wemby's 22.
These guys, I
Dylan
like
Harper,
Stephon
20.
Kessel,
Castle's 21.
Castle's 21.
that's scary.
I really like these kids. They don't give me any reason to like them. You know what was amazing last night that I saw, and I wish I could somehow bottle it up and give it to my team, is that when Alex Caruso on Stephon Castle, and Castle got up like, damn it, now you're not going to just keep pulling me down and smacking me around and all that
Harper.
stuff. And Dylan Harper came and got on the ground with him. Like they were in like some kind of Lamaze class or something like that. Like,
Chill.
chill out, dude, breathe.
He literally wouldn't let him get up.
He
He
wouldn't let him
tackled
get
him
up.
so he couldn't get up.
But it was such the right thing for a teammate to do, and he didn't care what it looked like. Like, man, stay focused, stay locked in on the goal, man. And the way they finished that game, like, and then the emotion after it, I wish I could bottle that up. So this is me, like, it's really tough for me to get these words out saying it about the Spurs because I really dislike the Spurs, and I really dislike Manu Ginobili. It's really what it's about. But I'm with you. I'm
Tony
coming around.
Parker.
But I will be rooting for the Knicks.
I agree with you. I'm on the flip side now.
I said all that to say
exactly.
I'll be rooting for the Knicks.
100% with you. I think you bring up an interesting point about how mature they are for their age. The two reasons it's scary is because they're already getting to an NBA Finals, and some of these dudes can't even go order an alcoholic beverage.
Or rent a car, or nothing.
And they're already in the NBA Finals, so they fast tracked it to get there. But their maturity with they're kind of a throwback group where it's not so much about even Wemby.
Who do they remind you of when you say throwback?
Oh man, just some of better overall teams. I don't know. Right now, it'd probably be more like the Pistons, the early 2000 Pistons.
Just the cohesiveness.
Because they had a couple guys that you could say were stars, but it was just a group. That's how they won. There was everybody was willing to do what they had to do to get the wins. Now you have a superstar in the Alien and Wemby, but you also have a humble superstar. Like his comments after the game are go back the past decade, or even just last year. SGA after they advanced to the NBA Finals, the way it's more about me. Oh yeah, man, I'm killing it. It's just I've been waiting to show people this stuff, and then Wemby's just about, hey, he was balling at the end of the game.
Super emotional.
He was balling like they had already won the championship. It's like, dude, you won the conference finals. That's great, but he was crying like he never thought he was going to get there or something. He's 22.
No, the problem is he's going to get there. He's there, and he's going to continue to get there because I don't see them doing anything but getting better. And as you watch this series, you saw the flaws and the things that were still to be developed in Wemby's game.
Well, I talked about it last week.
Yeah.
He's still not super dominant back to the basket. Once he gets that part of his game, watch the hell out, man.
He's still like a, I don't know, kind of like a baby horse. What do you call a baby horse?
A pony? A colt?
Something, whatever. When they're first born and their legs kind of don't stand up right and they're leaning and kind of falling over.
I don't know how his body completely works yet.
Yeah, he's still kind of getting in touch with himself. And he's still developing, and you can see it. But it's really difficult. How much of a curmudgeon would I have to be to come on and say something negative about the Spurs after I watched that team do what it did last night? So I've got to give credit where it's due. And although I don't want to watch it for the next 10 years, and that's what's going to happen, I can root for them in that moment. Now, here's the thing that was crossing my mind last night. Chet Holmgren was on a milk box. Jalen Williams hasn't played. And that was
he's just chilling too, head in hand. That's why it seems like I think there's a lot of people around the nation that were just fed up with the style of play that you're getting to see out of Oklahoma City. We talk about it here because they're a rival. We've seen it a lot more than most people have. But how many memes did you see on your timeline this week? That's a foul. You got called for that. Flop GA. We already have that on the text line this morning.
nice.
I meant to ask you about it last night, but I think Mike Greenberg said it the best on his show on Get Up. He was like, I can't put them, had they won, he said he couldn't put them along with the other dynasties because the style of play was not fun to watch. It was boring. You could see how much the game has changed by the success that Oklahoma City's had. And I wonder if all of that movement and all those discussions and the narrative that changed over the past 10 days had an influence on how the series kind of played out if it got into Oklahoma City's head. If you're SGA and you constantly hear, dude, you're
cheating the game.
You're a flop GA. You're come on. You're very talented. I think it sucks because it kind of takes away from his actual talent.
Yeah, and where he's come and developed in his career. I saw a meme this week, where did SGA get this from? And then it showed a bunch of Clippers clips. You saw that?
Yes, when he
had the
play,
box.
yeah. I was like, dude, I forgot about the Clipper days for SGA.
I didn't even know him. I had no idea. So, and he was a different player. You could see.
Yeah, he didn't do any of that stuff that he's learned to do and kind of manipulate the officials and manipulate the game a bit. So.
And it's not like he can't play. We're not talking about a guy that's void of talent. We're just talking about a player who is he's counting cards. Let's say that, right? He's figured out how to fix the game. But I brought Jalen Williams up because July 13th, 2025, 5 years, $287 million. Chet Holmgren got a bag last year as well. And for both of those guys, one to be on the bench, not even playing, the other one to be on the floor but not playing. That's why there's apprehension from NBA teams, NFL teams, and go on down the list to pay guys that kind of money. Because when you need them in the crunch, like Jalen Williams might have been the difference maker in those last 2 games, to be honest with you. So I get from an ownership standpoint, like, man, do we really want to break out? Do we get the checkbook for this guy? Hell no.
Well, he was all right for a majority of the series. I agree with you that late yesterday was not. He was turning down everything.
I'm talking about Chet.
Yeah, Chet. Like, because Wemby he was out on the corner, 3-point line. Wemby wasn't like up in his grill yet. He just sized him up, put his hand up, and instead of like, I got 5 feet to make a move, he's like, nah, I'm good. You take it. Who wants some 2-0 man? No, you take the ball. And SGA played well last night, but there wasn't enough of the supporting cast. They're not going anywhere. The Thunder.
Chet is 5 years, $239.
They have picks that are still coming. You know who's a quiet, like, kind of assassin for that team? Is it Payton Wallace? Is that how you say it? Kaysen Wallace.
He's a young kid, too.
At the
He's like
end,
22.
He had 13 points in the fourth quarter, came in and scored 8 straight.
Dude, he was
Right.
And you're like, well,
nailing
why has he
threes.
not been in the game?
He's their top perimeter defender, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's known for his defense.
Yeah.
But he could shoot.
That's
The
that
dude
team.
could shoot.
They
And
all
he's one
can
of those
shoot.
guys, like,
Yeah.
especially when he plays the Nuggets, like, oh, that's going in. That's going in.
Yeah, and he's really unassuming too. I mean, like, he doesn't have kind of that superstar persona, like like he's not wearing the all black leather when he's walking into the arena. He's not on Instagram doing
The
a whole
weird
bunch of that.
mink coats.
Yeah, yeah.
Bex has the audio I was talking about of Greenberg. So I want to, if you haven't heard it, I want to let you listen to it, and then we'll react to it. Go ahead, Bex.
Not old enough to have watched Bill Russell. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird were among the most enjoyable players to watch in the history of this or any sport. You couldn't take your eyes off of them. A great many people don't enjoy watching SGA play. It's not taking anything away from him. He has found a way to play that is extremely effective. They've won a championship and may very well be on the verge of winning another. They may very well be at the beginning of a dynasty that lasts a decade. But the reality is, when you watched Michael Jordan play, when you watched Steph Curry play, when you watched Larry Bird play, you were mesmerized. You were glued. It was like it was magical to watch. And this is a never-ending parade to the free throw line. And are they going to blow the whistle or are they not going to blow the whistle? That's really what the experience is like. And I think that does make a difference in a conversation of this kind.
What do you think?
Oh,
I think he nailed it.
it's hard to disagree with that.
Like the way that I've been feeling about it, and you can talk about, yeah, it's a rival, so you're not going to like him anyways. But I think it couldn't have been more eloquently put. Like, you're not trying to take it away from him, but I agree with him 100%. But we got to see all those guys. Mine goes immediately to the Bulls, and if it doesn't go there, it goes to the Showtime Lakers, and if it doesn't go there, it goes to the Celtics of the early to mid '80s.
I think you have to include the Spurs in there as well. Unfortunately,
My fourth
the
would
Tim
be,
Duncan
and
Spurs.
No Warriors?
Warriors is the
Warriors
other
as
one
well.
that I would put on there.
I'll give you the Warriors for sure.
Because
they
it
went
was
to 6 finals.
It was a steady shoot the ball the way that he could and change games that way. It's just like you can even go back to an individualistic level and say, people may not like LeBron, but to watch it, you're mesmerized by it. And you're still kind of like that because he's 40-some years old, still doing it at a level of a 25-year-old.
Yeah, I like what he said. I appreciate what he said. I feel that way about SGA. I don't feel that way about the Thunder as a team because, as you brought up, Kaysen Wallace, like, you feel like that's a guy that plays the game the right way. They don't feel that same way about everybody on their team.
I think it's an overall group. It's the way that they've been kind of coached. I heard Halliburton interviewed about it this week, and he goes, they're certainly coached to do it that way. Now, there's some of those younger guys, like we just brought up Wallace, good player, but Jalen Williams flops, like the bigger one, not the injured one.
I can't stand that guy, but he hit some big shots last night, too. I can't stand that guy.
Jay Will?
Oh, man.
versus J-Dub.
Oh, I'm good.
All right, coming up, we will get back into that discussion. Where does that leave the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche? Plus, we'll get into some Broncos talk in the first hour. It is a Sunday morning with Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker, and yourself on 104.3 The Fan.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At Smart Local 9 Sheet Metal Workers, they provide highly trained sheet metal professionals ready to get the job done safely, efficiently, and with pride. Their workforce is built through a comprehensive 4-year apprenticeship program where apprentices earn while they learn, receiving industry-leading training in fabrication and installation of HVAC systems, as well as HVAC service, architectural sheet metal, testing, adjusting, and balancing, welding, computer-aided drafting, safety, and emerging technologies. Find out more at smw9.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 1823334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
In a city full of choices, your savings destination is Groove Toyota, the oldest family-owned Toyota dealership in the Denver Metro. Over 200 pre-owned vehicles in stock, including MPG MVPs and Toyota certified with full warranties. Visit GrooveToyota.com. Don't wait. 50 vehicles priced under $15,000 won't last. Buy today in person or at GrooveToyota.com. Start here. Go anywhere.
Offer expires 6/1/26. Not all will qualify. Restrictions apply with approved credit. Call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
You want to guess, Kyle? I mean, there's a reason Vex is playing it, so that's why I asked you. Yeah.
No.
Nothing. You know what happened this weekend in Denver, Colorado?
No, what happened? Boulder was
This
basketball
dude.
day.
This dude was in town.
John Elway, maybe?
Morgan.
Yeah, I used to hang with Morgan back in the day. Like, we used to go fishing together and, shoe our horses.
Yeah, you didn't.
You and Lil Durk.
Yeah. Yeah, just, I used to hang with Morgan a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't.
Where was that at?
Empower.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you go, Cello?
Yeah, I was there on Friday night.
Nice.
Got to see the Duke, walk him out.
Okay.
Like, there was a lot of speculation on it because he does this walkout. I don't know. You have never seen this, so I'm educating you, I guess. When he was in Tennessee, Payton put on his old uniform and pads and everything to walk Morgan out to the concert, and I think that was in Knoxville, right? It was at the Vols Stadium.
Neyland Stadium.
Nice.
Yeah, so this is kind of his thing. He gets former, professional great athletes. Most of the time it's athletes. To that show, and nobody walked him out. And then so it was like, who's it going to be?
You should have called
Is it going to be Bo Nix? Is it going to be John Elway?
Coach Prime.
We're talking like just other athletes. Yeah, Prime was in the discussion too. I think he's had like Steve Young and Jerry Rice and other people walk him out. So it was cool to see who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. This guy.
Well, of course.
It's not like I'm talking about like guys that had like one-hit wonders. These are like icons of the genre of music.
No, of the country genre.
You don't listen to not an ounce of country. You know who Garth Brooks is?
I know who Garth Brooks
Okay.
is. Like Thunder Rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know,
High five.
and Carrie
Very
Underwood,
nice.
she just, nah.
I could have told you Morgan Wallen was a football player for the University of.
The guy named
He's a
Wallen
baller.
on the team. Just, I mean, listen, first rounder. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoed yourself, man.
Yeah,
like,
man,
I'm happy for you.
It's a real good time.
Just
Yeah.
don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's all.
Bex, you like that type of music where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not able to attend?
Not this year. I did go
Couple
when he was
years
here
ago?
2 years ago,
Yeah.
but I had all the baseball this weekend and no. And tickets last night. Ella Langley played last
Yeah.
night too. Stupid expensive.
Yeah, that like we even just looked. Like even sight obstructed ones.
Yeah.
Just like, oh well, it's just see. No way. Not happening.
Not doing it.
By the way, you bring up high school baseball. Shout out to Regis for winning the state title. They beat A West. Had to go to the third and final deciding game to do it, but you can get us caught up on that because there's some talent that was participating in that series.
Right. So Arvada West had to win 2 on Saturday. They pitched their stud Cooper Vase, who's committed to Texas, and he went against Hudson Alpert from Regis Jesuit, who's committed to Vanderbilt. So you got a battle of future SEC pitchers going toe-to-toe, and they both threw complete games. Regis forced the Arvada West forced the if necessary game. Regis wins that one 5-3, and they win their first title since 2019. It was their 4th overall.
Man, congrats, honestly, to both of those teams because it sounds like it was a competitive series. And two, that just tells you, man, we got some talent here in this state. We really do. You're sending 2 guys to the SEC?
Mm-hmm.
That's legit, man. Legit stuff. So congrats to those teams.
All right, Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
like you'll actually sit down. Or you're just gonna catch the highlights, or just if it's on in the background.
No, I'm gonna put it on. I'll sit down at times, and then I'll do whatever else I'm doing at times.
That one's gonna be a little bit more tough for me because you were on the doorstep. Like the NBA Finals, the Nuggets have been out. Feels like for 6 months. It's gone. So the NBA Finals, yeah, and I'll probably watch that, and I'll be the same. It won't be appointment television for me for either one of them. I don't think.
Are the Knights better than the Avs?
Are the Knights?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Right now they are. They just beat them 4 times in a row.
It's hard to deny that they're better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we want to believe that this is the better team.
Like you get a series to figure it out. He's like, if we would have played Jacksonville in a series, we would have won 4-1, even if they got that first one. The Avalanche had that opportunity, and that's the most frustrating part about it, Kyle. It wasn't even like, Oh, man, they just ran into a buzzsaw, puck luck, whatever you want to say. Got to 6 or 7 games.
Nope. You got housed.
6-7. No, you got swept. You got spanked out of the postseason, the conference finals. So that one is – I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Stop, because it doesn't make any sense. You're trying to make
one
sense.
Game doesn't make sense. How did it happen 4 in a row?
It just flat out doesn't. And so I asked the question because, as we're watching Broncos highlights, we don't believe the Patriots are better than the Broncos right now in this moment. We don't believe that.
Well, no, and you'll never convince me that the Broncos don't go to Super Bowl if Bo Nix is healthy.
I'm still having a hard time believing that the Wolves are better than the Nuggets. That one is throwing me off a little bit. But this right here, this was sheer dominance. You'd have to argue with a stop sign, red light, U.S. Marshal. There's a whole lot of things. It's like stop, dude. Stop arguing. They're better than the Avs, and they showed it. Even when they were down 3-0, that's a team that if your opposition is superior to you, you fold in that moment. Nope, they come out second period, 3 goals, back to business as normal.
Yeah, I mean they responded all the ways that we expected the Avalanche to.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough offseason.
I think here's the problem too is like when we'll have this Bednar discussion. I mean, we're gonna get to a quick break, but when we come back, we can get more into the future of the Colorado Avalanche head coach, what we think they should do, what we think they're going to do. But when they were down 3-0 in the series, okay, when did they play that game? Was it Tuesday night? Was Game 4?
Yeah. So Sunday. Sunday.
If you had that was Game 3, but the Game 4 when they were actually on the brink of elimination.
Yep. Okay.
As mad as I was that Monday morning, Memorial Day, trying to figure it out, by Tuesday I knew I had to convince myself, don't look at the overall picture, just focus on the one game. Skate minute to minute, shift to shift, period to period, get out of there with a win, bring it back to your barn. And I was supremely confident that they could get one because I'm not saying they didn't have effort trying, but it didn't seem like there was any fight and intestinal fortitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's absent.
You didn't get their best. You didn't. And whether that was due to injury, and listen, tip of the cap to Cale Makar for coming back under those circumstances. I think he had 23 minutes on the ice in Game 3. So it's not like he played a limited game. He was tough enough. Well, Cale Makar toughed that thing out. All of it together just doesn't make any sense. And it's from what we believe they could be.
Oh, you bring up Cale Makar, and he was maybe tentative initially, and I think it was Barbashev that hit him early in that game. And he kind of misplayed the puck and then threw it off. And I think he just needed to get lathered up a bit. And you're right, he played it wasn't like the vintage Cale Makar in Game 3, but I think he led the team on ice in Game 4.
They were better because he was on the ice, for what that's worth. I think that's when he got hit. That's probably when it kicked in.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, we will talk about the future of the coach of the Colorado Avalanche with Jared Bednar. And I'm sorry.
Sunday Stroll.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's part of it.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll go around. We'll check it. That's what that means. Yeah, we'll go around the neighborhood. We'll also find out. We'll go into Jared Bednar's neighborhood and see what's going on there coming up next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
You know, Shayna, when our grandparents opened Williams Jewelers in 1947, they had one guiding philosophy.
It's true. From a simple jewelry repair to that very important diamond engagement ring, we treat every customer like family.
Because you're sharing your life with us. That's the only way we know how to do business. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Shayna Williams. We're generational jewelers, creating heirlooms for the next generation.
Whether you're looking for that perfect diamond engagement ring, fine Swiss watch, or a custom piece, or that once-in-a-lifetime treasure,
we're here to make all your precious moments unforgettable. 3 generations of fine jewelry expertise right here in Colorado.
If you can dream it, it's here at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
Because we're not only one of America's largest fine jewelers,
we're Colorado's premier jeweler.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
The weekend is upon us, and we're here to walk you through today's top headlines. So lace up and join Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano on this week's Sunday Stroll.
All right, back in. Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker, Fan Weekends. You got your walking shoes on?
No.
We're hitting.
I'm just gonna rock these.
We're strolling around the neighborhood. We're gonna check it out. Hey, clean up the yard, right?
Yeah,
you got a lot of flack for it last week.
I need my Timberlands for that.
Judge came in, said that you would report anyone to their HOA.
The judge
would.
Yeah. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
You ever seen somebody walk their dog in their backyard?
No.
Okay.
With
that's
a
the kind of
leash
stuff
and everything?
That goes on in my neighborhood. I'm like, that's what I'm telling you. Like somebody.
Do they not
needs
have
to-
a fence or what?
Yeah, no, there's a fence there. I don't get it. I have no idea what's going on.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
moron.
Yeah. We need
Just let them out.
We need some regulation around here.
Maybe they're
That's what I'm
just
trying to tell you.
training them how to walk on a leash.
Perhaps.
That's the only thing that I could actually garner from
Maybe
that.
the dog has an injury or something like that. That happens.
But it is the time of the show where we like to do a Sunday stroll, kind of recap recent events. Let's go into Jared Bednar's neighborhood. I know it's probably a gated community, so
we're sneaking in.
We might have to sneak in or pull like an Eddie Murphy Axel Foley will just roll in behind the car that, the Range Rover that rolled in before us. Yeah. Is there if you're Jared Bednar, what are you thinking right now? One, do you want to come back? And two, are you fearful of the future of, like, we still don't know about a press conference or anything. So
we'll find out.
Do I want to come back as a competitor? Because coaches are that. You want to come back. I'm not sure that he could feel like the job is completed or he's maxed out his potential with this team at this point. So I'm sure he wants to come back. But there's a lot of fatigue. I mean, coaches get tired too. I get that. Sean McVay a few years ago was talking about, hey, man, I'm trying to have a family. I mean, I'm still young.
Yeah.
I'm getting married. So that happens. I don't know what he's thinking.
do you think, how much of the blame on the 4-0 loss do you put on him and his coaching staff?
Okay, so now we're having the Adelman conversation because he's not out there turning the puck over. He's not out there being lazy, getting back on defense. There's got to be some onus on the players as well. I'm not saying the coaching.
No, and I totally agree with you. But if you're going to put him in the same conversation with Adelman, Bednar was in Adelman's neighborhood. It was kind of like, oh, we tried. Good luck. Oh man, we just didn't make shots today.
Run it back.
Yeah, like that type of deal. I think Bednar was. Now we also have him at the gambling table, and people upset about that before Game 4.
They gave me my first chance.
I do look at it a little differently. I put more of the onus on the defeat on the players out on the ice. Brock Nelson was a ghost. Marty Necas, your boy. Marty.
Yeah, nah.
Not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, just
how many goals did he have in the playoffs?
One.
Now,
I know you got the points for a lot of the assists that he had, but, I mean, you brought him in. He had 100 points this season.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's not a bum. Just
in the playoffs,
none of them played.
He reverted
well
back to, like, listen,
last
man.
year's guy.
If Rantanen's on this team, do they get swept?
Last year's version of Rantanen, probably not. I don't know how. I haven't been watching. How well did he play this year? He was Mikko, right? I can imagine, right?
He kind of struggled.
Necas outscored him by at least 20 points.
So
in the regular season,
yeah,
playoffs different story.
That's what you need. Like, I've had this discussion plenty of times on Freshly Graded with Will, but if I asked either one of you guys, who was the best player for the Avalanche in this series? Who would you say, Bex?
You would have to pick the best of the worst.
Oh, man.
Mine's Jack Drury.
Yeah, that's
I was thinking someone on the third or fourth
but
line.
But that's a huge problem in the conference finals if he's your best player.
You're not going to win any series if Jack Drury's your best player.
And that's no insult to him, but there's like 6 guys that you probably should name before.
1A would be Landeskog. It was the other one who played pretty well in the series, scoring-wise. His handles, I think, were a little bit off in the series, but when it came to matter, like, if he had an opportunity to score, he was going to do it. But neither one of those guys are the ones that you want to be talking about at the end of a series, saying that they're your best players in that series, and the result being that you got swept out.
So to answer your question, I don't think it really matters what Jared's thinking. It matters what McFarland and Sakic are thinking, and that I don't know.
That's an interesting one, though, because Sakic is a former player. So, I mean, unless there was, like, complete... You don't win the President's Trophy if you're not listening to your coach or you don't get along with your coach, right? Like, because I know the idea, well, his message has probably gotten stale. But when you're 8-1 through 9 games of a postseason run, it just immediately went stale when you hit the conference finals. I don't believe that. I don't know what happened, because you could do the rest versus rust thing, but Vegas had 1 day fewer rests than you did. They just capitalized when it mattered the most, and their goaltending was magnificent.
Yeah, where did that guy come from? But that's another guy that they made the switch to. You know, like Aiden Hill was a guy for them for a long time.
Well, and when he finally came back healthy, it kind of changed them.
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, I don't know, change of scenery, change of personnel. The Knights just hit all the right buttons. Can we hang out in David Adelman's yard real quick?
Yeah, dude, let's go.
Because I think there's some similar questions that you might have about what's going on in their neighborhood. I
feel like Billy Madison, that one. Don't put it out with your boots, Ted.
last year was interesting because you wanted them to do a little bit more of an extensive coaching search. Mike Brown at the time was available.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown has taken essentially the same Knicks team. Now, they added Landry Shamet and Jordan Clarkson. But outside of that, like, this is the same Knicks team. And he's got them playing one of the better months of basketball that we've ever seen.
How many have they won in a row? 9 straight?
I think it's 10. They swept the Cavs. They swept
the Sixers. And then they beat the Hawks right in round 1. In their final game, they beat them by like 51 points.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous.
How
like
many blowouts have they had in the playoffs?
Dude, they've won games by 51, 39, 37. This is the postseason.
So Mike Brown has taken the same team from the Eastern Conference Finals to the Finals. David Adelman got a better team than what he had last year and was a first-round out.
Yeah, and got punked in doing so.
Yeah, that when I put that together last night, I'm like, no, hold on. This is to your point. Like this really went in there and done. He's gotten down to the nitty-gritty and found a way to put that team into the finals.
Just ultimately frustrating. Listen, man, you got to give credit to the organizations for doing what they did in the off seasons and even during the season last year with the Colorado Avalanche to kind of give them everything they seemingly needed to make longer playoff runs, postseason runs. Out of the atmosphere, right, as far as what we've ever seen before, to get through the 2025 part of the season into 2026 with only 2 regulation losses. All the pieces were there.
A month ago, if I had asked you, what's the Avalanche weakness? Who's their weakest link?
It would have still been goaltending at that point, I think.
Yeah,
That's
or
fair.
Just the overall physicality of the team. They're more of a finesse type deal.
Okay, that's cool. That was the best team in hockey. But
if you say finesse in hockey, what are we saying?
Soft.
But the teams they struggle with, the Dallases, the Vegases, are big physical teams that beat them up, and
that's what the Kings tried.
I mean, they were almost fighting in Game 1 against the Kings.
So you go from a team that
I get your point though.
You said last week though, styles make fights.
Yeah.
Vegas is a bad matchup. Dallas was a bad matchup the last couple of years.
It's probably true, but a bad matchup isn't a sweep. you know,
You're right.
You still shouldn't get swept. So you go from a team that you would have to really nitpick to find their weakness to a team that we can't figure out who their best player was.
Wow. So many questions left. A lot of tough questions that still need to be answered surrounding the Avalanche. I don't think the Nuggets get off of that very easy as well. We got to get to a quick break, but coming up next, we talk a little Denver Broncos. Let's change gears and get into that world. And we have a guest coming up, I think, at 8:25, 8:30. We'll do all of that coming up here. Kyle and Marcello on Fan Weekends, Denver Sports.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at denversports.com/camp. That's denversports.com/camp.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 15th, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected online from threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions applies, requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required, speeds vary, use of fiber, coaxial cable.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Denver at 720-637-9567. 720-637-9567. That's 720-637-9567. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationdenver.com.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
What's up, everybody? Philip Lindsay here. Reclaim your freedom to move, explore, and live life on your own terms. If degenerative joints are trapping you in pain, Regen RX's natural stem cell or PRP therapy sets you free, using your body's own natural ability to heal. Regain the freedom you've been missing. Get your totally free consultation today and see if it's the right move for you. Give my friends at RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. That's regenrx.co and let them know that Philip Lindsay sent you.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Act right. What? We are in Fan Weekends. Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker, and yourselves. You can participate with the show a couple different ways. 303-713-1043, the RamosLaw.com text line. Get involved with the show there. Or on YouTube, you can comment via the chat, which is presented by Champ Honda. We've kind of run the gamut this morning. Already 1 hour.
Chronic 2001 came out.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freshman year of college. Good time.
Listened to that many a time traveling back and forth between here and Kearney before it ended up in Fort Collins.
You know what I'm not nostalgic about?
What? Losing?
Losing. If you had to grade like our three sports teams that we thought could win a championship, seasons are over.
Mm-hmm.
What would you give the Broncos? Looking at their season.
Convince me otherwise. I think the biggest game that had to be won is the one that you had on earlier in here in the studio was to beat Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, and they were able to do it, and you got to enjoy that win for all of an hour and 20 minutes before you found out the news that your signal caller fractured his ankle and wasn't going to be able to participate in the AFC Championship game. They still had an opportunity in the Super Bowl, but I think they jumped a couple steps to get to where they got. Now the question is, can they maintain that and get better?
Yeah, I was thinking about Boteo last night. Like the hell with experience. The Spurs, I don't know what the Spurs just got energy and youth and excitement and all of that stuff. But I'm with you. I would give it's a solid, maybe an A-, because there were some lulls in there. That Jacksonville game was a little disappointing, but considering the expectations and where they're at still, like they just got out of Russell Wilson hell, you literally.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you. I think it was an A- season. The problem is, like, how do you get better from there?
You're going to rely a lot on – I think a lot of it hinges upon Bo Nix's continued growth and production. Getting into that third year, right? We've always talked about that. That was a scheme and just the play calls and all that stuff. The interesting thing with that this year, though, is that's different.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean bad. It's not like a Jalen Hurts situation or a Sam Darnold situation where it's just a new face. Like this guy wasn't here last year, and now I got a completely different guy.
Yeah.
Or even like an RG3. You know, it's a little different than that because it's a familiar face. But there is a dynamic there to where different relationships with the guys.
Yeah.
Now he's the boss, and hey, Bo, I told you to do it this way.
Who's that harder for? That change.
Oh, it's going to be harder on Webb.
Yeah,
it's going to be harder on Webb because
you can't play good cop anymore.
You flat out can't. You can't.
I
go
mean, you're
in
still
there
going to
and
be
say,
the buffer between Sean and Bo, which I think is good. I mean, we look back at Jake Plummer's time as the quarterback of the Denver Broncos. He said he always loved having Kubiak there as kind of the buffer between him and Shanahan because they didn't see eye to eye on everything, kind of butted heads a little bit. And we've seen that firsthand with Bo Nix and Sean Payton where they're not afraid to get in one another's faces on the sideline, which is healthy, I think, as long as it doesn't get too bad.
Yeah.
As long as it turn into Payton, Russell Wilson.
Oh, boy. Let's not see that again. But I think the fact that they had that foundational relationship, that's going to go a long way for them.
Yeah.
We started in a good place. So everything moving forward we know is moving in one direction and not because you feel a certain way or because we have a difference of opinions that we just can't seem to hash out. I think that's a good foundational piece. So I'm excited about that part. And they're young and they're innovative and out of that Texas Tech mold. And then there's some of that Oregon Pac-12 mold. So you might see a little bit more upbeat offense. Unless Sean Payton grunt and groan type offense, you're going to see some fluidity. So that's exciting for me.
I guess I'm looking at Sean Payton wasn't horrible here. Now there could be improvements
as a play caller.
Yeah, do you think?
Not at all. Not at all. Sean Payton can never be horrible as a play caller.
I just don't know how he's going to release those duties over to a guy that, listen, all the reports about Davis Weber is he's extremely smart. They're going to let it rip, which seems to be like we heard all about Joker all last season. He's going to let it rip, which means what to you? As a football player, as a football coach, means when you hear it, you're like, oh, gunslinger, right? They're just going to chuck the rock all over the yard.
Yeah, you might get some of that. But today's defenses don't allow for that. You know, everything is played from the top down, keep it in front of you, prevent the explosive plays. So I don't know that you can negate that by thinking a different way. You can say what you want to do, but doing is a completely different conversation. I would challenge you to look at things in a little different, be a gunslinger. But Sean Payton has been in the league for a really, really long time. And he's been under some, really stubborn coaches. I'm talking about Parcells.
Yeah.
He's not going to turn over this big of a job. And the part of the job that he probably enjoys the most to someone who's incapable. Like Davis Webb is probably better than we actually think he is because a guy like Sean Payton is not going to trust him with that part of the game.
No. listen, dude, with what you have for the first 6 weeks of the season, here's where my concern is. We saw Dan Campbell do it last year in Detroit.
What's going on in the first 6 weeks of the season?
You have the likes of Seattle, L.A.,
the schedule.
Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, so does he get out of those first 6 games still being the play caller? Davis Webb, I'm speaking of.
Yeah, if you have that happen, what happened in Detroit last year, that's a catastrophe. And you're probably going to meet the same fate that Detroit met this year, Colin. We know. We get it.
Missing the playoffs.
I don't think you're not going to have a John Tortorella effect where you could just switch out guys and still have positive results. That's not going to happen in football.
Is he going to have the patience? Say they start 2-4. Now, we know that the next 8 games after those first 6 are where you can really kind of make your mark and catch up some ground if you do start off slower, say 2-4. But my question is where does the panic button go if you do? I guess a lot of it kind of depends on how it looks. That's when he's probably going to really make a decision. It won't be just over on the record side of things. It'll be it's not flowing. We saw the worst of it here.
I guarantee
we had the crowd counting down the play clock to make sure that a play got off because
game though.
Oh boy.
Second game of the year.
Boy. Hey, how embarrassing.
Super.
We see the coach needs a little bit of help. Me and my 75,000 friends, so we can try to get this figured out. I think what you're describing, though, I hope it doesn't go that way. But in Sean Payton's mind, he'll probably say, if the Broncos are 2-4, if I recall, that's when you're going to find out how much he believes in them, because he shouldn't in that moment.
What do you have the Broncos at prediction-wise? You said
I said 11 games.
11 games. Bex too?
Yeah.
11. I think we're all there, right? I thought yours was 10, but I think it was 10.
Because the over-under was, 9.5, and you went just over, I thought?
Yeah, I thought Bex and I had a game each upon your record prediction.
Alex is better at this than you are.
What? I just called you out, and he was my lead witness. You can't object to my witness.
I don't know how this works. So obviously.
Still got a couple months if you want to change your mind again.
I said 10? Did I say 10?
I thought you had 10, and then Cello and I were at 11.
Yeah. That's how I remember it, too. But you can pull Roger Clemens and say, I think you guys are misremembering
the weekend crew, so we can't write it on the wall anywhere. Or maybe we can. There's enough.
Throw it up on that grease board.
Yeah.
I'll hide it somewhere so if I ever have to go get it. Yeah. 1043 is the RamosLaw.com text line. Also get involved with the show on the YouTube chat presented by Shop Honda. Where do you think the Broncos end up if you want to participate that way? Also, Jared Bednar, what should they do? What do you believe they're going to do? And the Denver Nuggets, how if you're watching that conference finals, Kyle, and you're watching Oklahoma City battle San Antonio, how close are the Nuggets?
To either one of those teams?
Or is it like you've seen enough and you're like, man, they got to make some substantial changes for them to compete with those two teams? Knowing that, one, the Spurs are super young, only going to get better. We already know how good the Thunder are, and they still have the ability to add. Most likely candidates would be, Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson. I think Aaron Gordon will be discussed. I just don't know that there's going to be a ton of intrigue. When it was a championship contending team 7 weeks ago before the playoffs started, and now it's like, whoa.
According to you two.
Not only us, they had the fourth best odds to win the championship going into the postseason.
Okay.
So it's not like we were like just pie in the sky. We're just fans here. They were legitimately discussed upon those in outer circles as well. It's like, yeah, you could see them making a run to a championship.
Okay, maybe we could see it. We could see it. But just like you guys are going to pin me to the wall on that 10-game thing, I'm going to make sure you guys, that's on the record. How do we make the
you don't believe.
We record that, right?
No, you're right.
You do that. So what I'm saying is
I don't got no flowers to give you, but we'll give you your flowers.
That's all right. I don't need them. My mama loves me. It's all right. It's all right. Listen, it is frustrating. Here's the interesting part of this. I've been a proponent of doing something with Jamal Murray. It's not that I'm not appreciative of the player, and I always remember the championship and the clutch moments. But the problem is that piece that you can move, that you can add value down the line. You don't have a ton in terms of draft capital, and you have an expiring contract in Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson's only under contract for one more year.
Right.
And he, down the stretch, I thought he was one of your better players. And that's what he was starting to do the things that you brought him in here to do. So either you extend that thing or you move it, but you don't want to be in a situation like you're in with Payton Watson right now with Cam Johnson, and you don't want to be in a situation. You saw what Atlanta did with Trae Young, right? You've got to figure out what to do with that player while the iron is hot, because otherwise they walk out of your building and you get nothing back for him. And I like Cam Johnson, but it is one of those
That's
pieces
the most.
you have to evaluate.
I would totally move that piece. Listen, his time in Denver was kind of streaky, right? Cam Johnson.
But I don't think that's his fault.
He had the issues with. What do you mean it's not his fault?
Because if they gave him the MPJ treatment. David Adelman treated him like MPJ. And finally, it felt like Cam Johnson said, you know what, I'm not going to wait for you to call my number. I'm going to make things happen for myself. And when he did, he was playing pretty damn well down the stretch.
I'm not going to argue with you. I think he played the best in that Game 6 that they lost to the Wolves. But you're looking at how you can get better. We've already seen what it is with Cam Johnson so far. It wasn't enough, in my opinion.
Okay.
And if that's in a piece that most organizations would look at, like I think Will said it on our show this week, is expiring contracts are like gold. That's the currency to the NBA executives, right? Oh, sure, we'll take it on, and then we'll free up some space down the road. What kind of pieces can you acquire to make them more competitive in this Western Conference that's only going to get better? You don't think Tim Connolly and the Wolves are going to do everything they can to be better? They're going to make moves.
Yeah, I think that starts with Julius Randle. He's got a bad rap around the league, just in terms of being up and down a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at how good he was against the Nuggets and then how he just kind of disappeared against the Spurs.
And you know who's getting the last laugh on that, by the way? Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, well, the Knicks are rolling.
Balling.
I mean, they're rolling, man. Like,
foul.
Are you convinced on the Knicks? I mean, beating Cleveland, it's good, but how good really is Cleveland? If they were in the West, they might be a
Cleveland.
6 seed or a play-in team.
They dominated Cleveland.
Save for Game 1. From the final 7:50 of Game 1 on, it was pretty dominant.
Yeah, so it was like Game 2 for the Avs.
Like 22-point lead blown by Cleveland, and the Knicks haven't looked back. I'm kind of with you, Bex. Like I don't know if it's real. It doesn't feel like quite real, like that road. But you also have to look into it. We talked about their margin of victory. NBA playoffs is NBA playoffs. Like it's not easy to win 4 straight in any series. They swept the Sixers out, who had come back and beat Boston, of all teams, and they got beat up against the Knicks. And then the Knicks did the same thing against Cleveland. Not to mention they beat the Hawks, I think, to end that first-round series by 51 points.
You know why it doesn't feel real? The Knicks don't feel real? And I would agree, because we're not 60 years old. We're not 70 years old. We didn't see the best of – like we saw the best version of the Knicks that we saw was the Patrick Ewing era, kind of the Allen Houston, Marcus Camby era, and that was really it. Like we didn't even take the we haven't seen the best of the Knicks. It's been 50 years since they won.
No. They were pretty damn good when they were going up against Jordan and the Bulls.
They didn't beat them.
I know. Well, you're talking about the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
You think that was the best version of the Knicks, and why Clyde Frazier is actually the one that actually won?
No, I'm saying we saw a pretty high level of Knicks basketball at one point. That's when Riley was there, dude.
But I'm just telling you, it doesn't feel real because it's never been real.
I'm saying this present team doesn't seem real because there's Brunson, and then there's who else are you going to name? OG, Anunoby.
Josh Hart is balling. Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns. They're getting a lot out of McBride. Like, where are these guys coming from?
Yeah, but then you look over at the Spurs and the Thunder. Look, you're 4 or 5 deep. Like, that's just actual stars.
But that was the knock on him last year, is that Thibodeau was just, he was burning the candle at both ends, and somehow Mike Brown has figured out. You know what he's done is he's run the offense through Karl Anthony Towns now. and Jalen Brunson doesn't have the ball in his hands the entire time, and he's not just so worn down. So, and Karl Anthony Towns, to his credit, has responded. So
Bex, when you ask that question, you're basically saying, who do you think wins the series? And from your tone or tenor, I'm thinking you like the Spurs and say 5-6.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, I think the two best teams all year were these two, Spurs and Thunder, and everyone saw that as the real NBA Finals. I just don't think the East is, far less competitive than the Western Conference. Not what the Knicks is. The Knicks, what they're doing is very impressive, but I just don't think they're playing the same level of teams.
I think we need to put a little more respect on that. I think the Pistons beat the Nuggets twice.
Here's why I'm going to do it.
Didn't they?
Last year after Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but. I mean, come on. The difference between those two teams and anyone in the East, I think, is a big gap.
But what were we saying last year when it was the Pacers and Oklahoma City? Most people thought Oklahoma City was going to run away with that series.
I think we were saying nobody wants to watch this.
That ended up going 7.
It did. It did.
Well,
and
they're going to be
missed a shot the first in game 1. It was actually a more entertaining series than we anticipated.
There's going to be people watching this one because it's New York, the Mecca. It's their first time going back since they lost to the Spurs, right, in '99.
Yeah, rematch.
So it'll be interesting to kind of watch it play out. It's frustrating that your team isn't participating. More frustrating on the Stanley Cup side of things. But I'll check that out.
And this is the return of the Spurs. Whether you like it or not, place in their heart for the Spurs, considering the history of the franchise.
We're back.
2, it's one of the largest cities. Yeah, I think it's good for the league.
What did you say? It's good for the league. Why?
Well, one, the Knicks, right? New York.
Yeah.
And I think the NBA actually likes the Spurs. And there's history there with the Spurs.
I don't love that.
I think they like Wembanyama.
What do you mean you don't like it? You don't love it?
I don't think, listen, you're kind of taking it back to Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili,
sure,
Tony Parker, Big Shot Bob at some point was there. I liked the Admiral. I like Sean Elliott when he was playing there.
I ain't like that, dude.
That next iteration of the Spurs, and I listen, I'm not trying to discredit them as players. I think they're phenomenal players, and they have the hardware to prove it. That was not fun basketball then either.
No, but that's think about it though. This is a more fun and likable version of the Spurs.
Oh hell yeah!
Unless they start going Ginobili and letting their hair fly all around,
catching bats.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Killing bats on the court.
What's wrong with that dude? I really liked Ginobili when he started, but then he started flopping. I didn't like that. So here's what I can say about this version of the Spurs. Stephon Castle could potentially be the next superstar. What they wanted Ja Morant to be, but just a guy with his head on straight. Like I think.
No, I didn't.
Maybe it was somebody else, but they were sitting there. Okay.
Wait a minute. What?
It was somebody else, but they were sitting there. And it turns out that Anthony Edwards is a bona fide superstar. I think Stephon Castle has that kind of potential. You don't have to agree with me.
No, I don't. Well, I don't.
The next star. And that's another thing about that version of the Spurs. Like Tony Parker couldn't sell shoes. Manu Ginobili couldn't sell shoes. No one was buying into the style of that version of the Spurs. This version, a lot of people can get on board with.
Tony Parker was married to who?
Eva Longoria, right?
Yeah. I don't think he had a problem selling shoes. Like he was fine.
What?
And there was a lot of people that loved those guys.
How much of the NBA is about its marketing?
And that was my next question in this segment. We only got a couple minutes left with it, but I want to get your guys' opinion on it. Does the NBA have a problem with the way that this NBA playoffs is kind of played out? Because it's supposed to be the most competitive time of the year, correct? Listen, I'm watching The Last Dance again just because I'm bored. I'm like, I'll put that on. My Avalanche are out. The Nuggets are out. Let me throw that on because
let's go. That's why
nostalgia watching the Bulls, because that was really like the team that brought me in. It was just a different league back then. And Jordan even says in the documentary, he's like, this is when you play basketball. You have the best of the world, the best teams. It's going to be tough. It's going to be long battles, long series. The Spurs have the Knicks have won 9-10 straight. complete blowouts. Completely blowed out. Sixers didn't challenge them. Cavs didn't challenge them, save for other than the first game until the 7:22 mark left in the fourth quarter. Not competitive. They've won games by 51, 39, 37, and there's a bunch there. If you go back and look at the Spurs and Thunder series, as much as we're talking about, by 10 points or fewer. Otherwise, it was 13-point victory, 20-point victory, 15-point victory.
I think that's been true about the playoffs for a really long time. But the deal goes back to the players. Do you like the players? Are you a fan of the players? So who's the next LeBron? Who's the next, I wouldn't say Stephen Curry, because Stephen Curry never really took off from a marketing standpoint like LeBron did. But the NBA needs that. They need stars. Who's the next one?
It's Wemby.
I'm not
100%.
buying a Wemby shoe. No one bought a Shaq shoe. I'm not doing that. Big men don't sell shoes.
You can't buy the gloves because they're massive. Like, his fingers are like 15 inches long, man.
Where's the size 22?
It's weird looking. They call him the alien for the reason. All right, we get to a quick break. Who's joining us next?
Bill Pell from Recruiting Classroom.
All right, we do all that coming up next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here, and there's no better time to get your yard looking good, and there's no better way to do it than with Rich Lawn. With the organic-based fertilizer, Rich Lawn Turf Food, you'll get greener grass and build your soil for a beautiful yard. And while you're at it, don't forget to check out Revive to revitalize your lawn for deeper roots and deeper watering. Get Rich Lawn and Revive products at your Home Depot or your local gardening center. With Rich Lawn and Revive products, you'll have your yard ready in no time.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
Heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of May. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
This Memorial Day, the best price of the summer is here at Elitch Gardens. Buy 2 season passes and get each for just $69.99. That's $15 off per pass. Enjoy unlimited thrills. Splash all summer in the water park. and come back for unforgettable events like dazzling drone shows, kids' favorites like Blippi and Mika, dive-in movies, festivals, and more. Don't miss your chance to lock in the best value of the season. Get your passes now at elitchgardens.com.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Are you looking to buy a home that fits your senior needs? Consider a home equity conversion mortgage for purchase. With this innovative financing option, you can use the equity in your current home or savings as the down payment. With the FHA-insured Heckham Reverse Mortgage Loan, you may be able to buy a higher value home and keep substantial cash for savings with no required payments. For more information, call Mike Rabin at 303-396-2804 or go to madrivermortgage.com and MLS 150-4779.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
All right, welcome back in Denver Sports Station 104.3 The Fan. Marcello Romano, Kyle Reese, Alex Becker's behind the glass. This is one of those fun opportunities for me because I don't know if you all know this, but I work in the nonprofit world. That's my day job. We have day jobs. We're kind of like guys that played football in the 60s. And we
season hasn't started yet.
Saying, man, these people that are doing a ton of great work. And Bill Pell is no exception to that. He runs a platform called Recruiting Classroom, and he's on the phone with us from Charlotte to tell us a little bit more about what he's got going on. Bill, good morning to you.
Coach Reese, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Only my enemies call me coach. Remember that.
It means all his players, too.
Yeah, Recruiting Classroom is a nonprofit, Colorado-based, that we have a simple mission. We help kids play sports. I was founded in 2022 by my wife, Missy, and I. And we really did it as a way to say thank you to my mom, who raised my sister and I after we lost my dad when I was really young. And she always found a way to keep us involved in sports. And as a single mom teacher back in the early 80s, it was tough, but I always had the opportunities. And so it wasn't lost on me the importance of families that are out there who would love to have their kids be involved in sports, but maybe just can't make that happen because of all the other necessities in life. And so we launched Recruiting Classroom as a way to help those families.
Hey, Bill, I just wanted to ask here, I know that you mentioned you kind of attribute to your mother as well, which I think is phenomenal. Was there something that spurred it in that time range of like 2020, 2022 where you're like, now's the time that we got to do this, that there's plenty of kids out there that can utilize the help that we could provide?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking the question. There was. Actually, my oldest son, Parker, and I had actually started a for-profit sort of side business helping families understand the recruiting process for college athletics. And through that, our goal was to be as low cost, make it as simple as possible to help mentor those kids and families to help them through the process. And we determined that there are still a lot who couldn't afford that. And so we said, coming through COVID, that there are families who need help. And so we started Recruiting Classroom as a way to help them with scholarships. And I had an opportunity to meet the Daniels Fund back in 2022. And they've been a big supporter of ours. And then we also met in early 23, Coach Ed Lamb up at University of Northern Colorado, who at the time had an idea for a camp in the summer called No Limit Sports Camps to provide sporting opportunities for kids with special needs. And before they launched it, we jumped in and said, we'd love to sponsor it. And that's really what helped launch Recruiting Classroom at the time. And we've had an opportunity to grow over the last 3 years from those starting points.
Bill, we've had a few opportunities here with Bonneville and the Fan to get behind your cause. In the fall, you had a golf tournament down in Castle Rock. And it sounds like you've got some more events on the calendar that the Fan is partnering with you on. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. First, I want to say thank you to everybody at 104.3 The Fan in Bonneville for your support starting last year. Not only did you all support us during our fundraiser last October, but we did our first ever holiday sports equipment drive with 104.3 The Fan. Some of your listeners will remember that from last December. And through that, we were able to help 125 young children with sports equipment. And we already have on the calendar our second one with you this December. We do, coming up on June 11th, it's really our individually biggest fundraiser of the year. We call it 100 Holes of Golf. One of our supporters, George Hanlon, who has Todd Creek Golf Club, closes down the course for the day and invites nonprofits out there to help raise money for their causes. And so this will be our second year playing 100 Holes of Golf for kids. And I am absolutely thrilled that we have two of our golfers and supporters from your station with Brandon Stokely, my friend, and Zach By, my other friend. And they've got a challenge going on right now at StokelyCares.com against ZachCares.com. And so you'll hear spots about our event, and they're battling it out to see who can raise more money for us. It's great because you all do your shows from out there the full day on June 11th. And so it's a great cause that George puts on out there, and we're fortunate to be a part of it.
So if I stink at golf, can I get one of those websites? Can I get like one of those KyleCares.org, or do I have to be like being
100%? Yes.
Oh, well,
absolutely.
It's amazing what you do. Obviously, I'm a huge fan. I can speak from personal experience that you've impacted a ton of kids. So we're grateful for that. Is there anywhere that we can point our listeners to learn more about your program, to help support the events that you've got coming up? Tell us how we get in contact with you all.
Yeah, absolutely. Our website for Recruiting Classroom is recruitingclassroom.org. So it's recruitingclassroom.org. And there you will see actually our new website. And it's very simple for listeners who want a little help or know someone who might need one. Very simply, they can click on the Apply Here button and see all of our different programs that they can apply for, whether it's equipment or scholarships or team grants. We also have a special scholarship we launched this year for military families. And so we're super would like to give.
Bill will never say this, but he had Cherry Creek days when Alec was a senior there and played outside linebacker and went on to CU and some other schools. So this is rooted in experience, Cello. Yeah. Bill won't say that about himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So if
Kyle, could you repeat the part about me being an athlete?
I'm just saying, like, I mean, when you walk in the room, it's like I can tell, man. Like this dude is a unit, man.
Well, you said you mentioned my other son Alec. I will tell you, we've supported over 1,300 kids in our first 3 years. We have big goals this year to achieve, and I will tell you, while every family we help is a blessing, I think my biggest blessing in the mission. And the fact that they've grown up, they're out in the working world, but have a service-minded heart and are participating from, my youngest son, Ty, who's still a resident in Castle Pines, really becoming the face for Recruiting Classroom and in charge of our equipment drives outside of his day job as a real estate agent, to Alec and Parker, who support our other programs. It's been really, really fun to see.
No doubt about it. Well, Bill, thank you for what you do. Again, I can speak from personal experience that you're out there doing great work. Best of luck with your event. And you said that's June 11th, right?
It is June 11th. We're super excited and can't wait to get out there with the other nonprofits and to see 104.3 The Fan out there and your continued support.
No doubt. We're happy to support you. Best of luck, and we'll be seeing you soon, my friend.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Bill.
Man, there's a ton of stories I could tell, but it's it's good. It's all good stuff. So happy to be able to partner with Bill, and obviously a tip of the cap to Bonneville and the Fan for getting behind causes like that.
Yeah, so if you want to be a part of the competition, I think it's StokelyCares.com, right? If you want to support Brandon Stokely, do the dual gloves to participate in that day.
Could you get two more polarizing choices? It's either Zach or Stoke.
I think I know who you're supporting.
Really?
Yeah. We got to get to a quick break. We'll do that another time.
Is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What if you had the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 15th, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected online from threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions applies, requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required, speeds vary, use of fiber, coaxial cable.
If you're practicing real estate in Denver but still not getting the results you want, listen up. Agents who are winning in this market aren't guessing. They've got the right training, the right systems, and the right support. And that's exactly what you get at Weichert Realtors Professionals. Proven strategies to win more listings, technology that keeps you connected anywhere, and coaching that actually helps you close. Take your business to the next level. Call Tim Davis at Weichert Realtors Professionals at 303-302-4000. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of May. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending thousands. Audion Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98 with free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure. Clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
I don't even have to ask you on this one.
Yeah.
It's your dude.
Yeah, this is.
Blouses.
One of the most talented human beings that ever walked the planet.
The most?
One of the most.
Oh.
One of the most.
Yeah, we've had that discussion before.
Yep, and you were wrong on that, too.
Wait a minute. Who did I say?
This
is
said
where
Michael.
As most talented? No,
Eddie Murphy.
Yes, thank you, Alex.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Why do you remember this stuff so well?
Because he pays attention. He actually listens to what I have to say.
I don't listen to you. We're married.
Oh, you're listening, but you can't hear me. Is what it is, bro. That's what it is.
No doubt. Hey, I want to thank Amanda for having Bill on and making that a priority. That was cool. So to learn more about that.
For sure. We'll also have another guest at 9:05. The fire starter, James Marilat, will join us as we conduct the memorial services of both the Avalanche and the Nuggets. For Alex Becker, you have questions. Go ahead and fire away, sir.
All right, fellas. Leading off today, the selection for the Broncos was Jaquan McMillan. Who would you say is the most underappreciated Broncos player on offense and on defense?
Ooh, wow. You want to go?
Yeah. Well, before you rattled that off, and I wasn't aware of the article, that was the first name that popped into my head, like literally as you were saying it. But I'm going to go one step further on you. I think R.J. Harvey is underappreciated.
Damn it. I shouldn't have let you go
You shouldn't have let me go first. For him to he scored the ball 12 times last year.
Yeah.
And for him to be as effective in the passing game as he was, that's something we didn't anticipate. And keep in mind, this is still his rookie year that he's having that type of productivity. And then for them, and I'm not mad about Jonah Coleman at all. At all. I think he's going to be a really good player. But to imply that R.J. Harvey was a disappointment, I think it's just off base. And there's some people out there that would say that. So R.J. Harvey for me. I appreciate me some R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, and I'd agree with you on defensive. It's hard to go anywhere else other than Jaquan McMillan. But since you stole my guy, I'd say Evan Ingram. Underappreciated. Well, I mean, if you're underappreciated, you're not on the football field as much as you should be. You don't have designed packages for you. You were brought in to be more of an offensive threat. And after the season, he's like, hey, man, I was just doing what I was told to do. I can do more. I want to do more. And I think you'll start to see that. So going into this season, Alex, I would say it's Evan Ingram. And we'll see how he gets utilized in this new play calling by Davis Webb.
Can I give you an honorable mention?
Yeah.
Chris Abrams-Drain.
Okay. How about a Malcolm Roach? Underappreciated?
Underappreciated. It's just something you don't see. They're like almost like offensive linemen. If they're not making a sack, we don't talk about them.
Yeah,
but they do so much more in the game.
Well, DJ Jones has been a starter on the defensive line for 4 or 5 years.
You know what?
And how often do we talk about him?
At all?
Almost never.
We don't appreciate any of these guys. Not as much as we should.
No, especially what they were able to accomplish last year, for sure.
No doubt. What you got next?
As a Denver sports fan or someone who covers Denver sports, which instance hurt you the most? Bo Nix's broken ankle as the Broncos advance to the AFC Championship, the Nuggets with arguably the most talented roster in franchise history, floundering in the first round, or the Avs, probably the odds-on favorite to win the Stanley Cup, getting swept out of the Western Conference Finals. Just personally, which one was the toughest for you to take?
Oh, that's difficult, right? Because it's NFL's king, and you had your team maybe jump a few spaces and get to a point with a lot of people didn't think they would get to, and getting to an AFC Championship game only to lose Bo Nix. But I think the one that pissed me off the most was the lack of fight from the Denver Nuggets, because that dude hawked on your burger, punked your whole team, and you had zero response. That's the one that angered me the most. I expected so much more after Game 2 when Jaden McDaniels came out and made those comments about the Nuggets, for them to go out and play probably their worst game of this calendar year in that Game 3 against.
Hell for this. The Broncos, I've experienced so many Super Bowl losses as a Broncos fan. I didn't really feel like they could beat the Seahawks.
Even with Bo?
Even with Bo. I thought it would have been a better game than it was with New England, but I thought Seattle was going to win the Super Bowl, and I thought that probably right around the opening weekend of the playoffs. So that didn't sting as much. The Nuggets, I didn't think they could win. I didn't think they could win a championship. So I saw them at best a second round out again. The Avs, though, I thought they could win. And honestly, I still, the delusion in me still believes they can win. No.
You want him to come back like the Undertaker, sit up?
Wake up. Yeah, wake up like Reggie from The Chi. Like, how'd you come back from the dead? So I feel like that's the more disappointing. And I got a little anger, too. You said angry. You said you didn't say angry. You said pissed.
Yep.
I got a little anger about that. I do. So give me the Avs for the most disappointing.
I never thought they were legit, probably going to win the championship like I did with the Avs.
Yeah.
But the Broncos was such a heartbreak right after one of the best wins in franchise history in the playoffs. You get the news. So that was just deflating. I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, I started off the show by saying we thought we could be Titletown, USA, and we have the big bagel, a donut.
Nada.
And two of the teams went out just in like totally flamed out fashion. Like, it just doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. The Broncos would have been like, wow, I can't believe they did it already type of deal. You had higher expectations starting these seasons with both the other franchises.
Claude Lemieux passed away a few days ago, played in the NHL from 83 to 09, over or about 1,500 NHL games. He was with the Avs from 95 to 99. I think the acquisition of him was instrumental to winning their first cup. Of course, he kind of sparked the Red Wings-Avs rivalry
for sure
with that hit on Chris Draper, but it was revealed that he did die by suicide at the age of 60. Just really sad news. But any thoughts? How would you remember Claude Lemieux?
I would remember him for sure as the enforcer and a guy that he's like the definition of a guy. Could not stand him when he played for somebody else, but loved having him as part of your team. You brought up the rivalry between the Red Wings and the Avalanche with the hit on Draper, and then that next ice that's when that rivalry really got kind of ramped up. But I have an interesting little Claude Lemieux story. After they won the Cup that year, I was working down at the Sanctuary, the golf course, and the Avalanche got to play. The course it's not open to the public, and it wasn't even completely done at that point, but I was working there. They brought the Avalanche out. We had the Cup there, and I came, barreling like T-bone Claude Lemieux. I look up, and it's him with those eyes, and I just know him from, how he plays hockey. I was like, oh, sorry, Mr. Lemieux. He just kind of tipped his cap and went on my way. But, yes, certainly sad news. It was he was a huge part of those Avalanche teams back in the day, and that was our first introduction to NHL hockey, and he was a part of it. So very, very sad news because he was at that game, 3 days prior, carrying out the torch for the Canadiens in their playoff game against the Hurricanes. So certainly very sad. So thoughts and prayers out to his family and friends for sure.
Yeah, there are some names that are synonymous with certain sports, especially when you reflect on sports in your childhood. We're Eddie's babies, but I really remember the things that happened in the 90s. So when I think about hockey in the 90s and I think about my even distant relationship with it, it's like Gretzky, Lemieux, those are the names. You're like, I know that guy, right?
Yeah.
And now, probably for this next generation, it'll be Crosby and McKinnon and McDavid. And so there's just names that stick with you throughout the course of sports history, and certainly Claude Lemieux was one of them. So check on people.
For sure. Well said. All right.
I think his brain is being donated too.
Yeah, I saw that report this morning. Yeah. Just for CTE research or something like that. So
yeah.
Just I'd be a fear if you're a professional athlete in one of these physical demanding sports that would always be kind of lingering in the back of your head. You're just not who you are, at that point.
Yeah, and I think it boils down in large part like quality of life. Yeah. Tough stuff.
Tough one to lose for sure. We got to get to another break. Coming up next, the fire starter will be in the house, or he'll be joining the show. James Marilat joins Kyle and I to kind of discuss what went wrong with the Avalanche and the Nuggets, and where do they go from here? Coming up next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
DenverSports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South.
Don't give him room to breathe!
And Every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado, so your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
Every hunt tells a story. Let Ties Taxidermy in Loveland bring yours back to life. Big game, birds, fish skin mounts, and reproduction. Expert detail since 2001. Call 970-669-1119 or visit tiestaxidermy.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit.
If you're going to ask her to spend the rest of your life
That's
with you,
800
shouldn't you give her a diamond
718
worthy of that journey?
One that you can give her with no regrets?
A diamond that shines like no other.
That's why our family started Williams Jewelers over 75 years ago. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Bruce Williams. Today, Williams Jewelers is Denver's finest diamond engagement ring store with 10 times the selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and wedding bands you'll find in average stores.
Where you get a lifetime quality guarantee that protects you for the life of the ring.
A lifetime diamond upgrade guarantee.
A 30-day money-back price and total satisfaction guarantee.
And no regrets.
Give her a diamond worthy of her and your money's worth.
Say will you with Williams.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit. The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Flatland Cavalry. Shane Smith and the Saints.
I ever see
Fiddler's Green Amphitheater, Saturday, June 20th. Get your tickets now at AXS.com.
This evening, you're different. Over the day, you meet people, you make decisions, you face challenges and made a mistake or two. Bit by bit, everything changed you. And you're better for it. This is Garrett Jamron. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Take a look at the enormous changes in our children. So many are graduating, not just from high school, but from pre, elementary, and junior high schools. Others from college. Still more from one job to another. Graduations are daily treasures because they change you, make you better. Each takes you into the next stage of your life. Why would Alpine Bank share this with you? Easy. We could talk about checking accounts, or we could talk about you. It wasn't a difficult choice.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
It's a tad premature, but if I got to have my own theme song, like James does, now I've given him this, much like I've nicknamed Dante Gomez the Mez. I'm waiting for that to catch on too. But
it's not bad.
Yeah, like I say fire starter for James because there's a lot of people that He's very polarizing in his opinions on Denver sports. Super knowledgeable. He remembers just about everything you can about the Denver Broncos, but we will have him on here shortly, say in about 5 minutes, to kind of do the
memorialized. You
it's
said,
over, dude.
yeah.
Like, they ain't doing the Undertaker here. They ain't sitting up and like, not real.
Which one of us would be Paul Bearer?
Not me.
Okay.
Nobody wants to be Paul Bearer.
Oh.
Who was Hogan's hype man?
Don't remember.
He wore the glasses. I forget his name. Maybe that guy.
You'd want to be that guy instead.
No, I don't want to be I want to be the star, man.
Okay, I get it.
I want to be Razor Ramon. Hey, Chico. That type of deal.
I'm looking forward to hearing what James has to say about both the Nuggets and the Avalanche, honestly, because I think if you had to put it in order of disappointment, listen, man, you flip a coin. It's the Nuggets or the Avs. The Broncos would come in last for me.
Yeah, because it was just unfortunate.
You caught a bad break. You exceeded
literally
expectations.
And figuratively.
Yeah, no doubt. But, the Avs, I wouldn't say they exceeded expectations, even with the President's Trophy. Like, yeah, that's cool. That happens once in every blue moon. But we expected the Avs to be really doggone good. And they
Everyone did. This isn't just like fans or guys that are, around the team. Like
this is people that know the game inside out. What do they call them, puckheads or something?
Yeah, watch your mouth. But yeah, there was a super high expectation. That's probably, and like to change it up a bit, the one that bothered me the most was the lack of response by the Nuggets, but the most disappointing loss, and in the fashion in which it happened. Starting 8-1 in a postseason, like I kept saying, man, they're just checking boxes. This team's built differently. They have the depth. They have the talent. Now, it's super unfortunate that you had to start the first 2 games of that series without the best defenseman in the world, and certainly the best offensive defenseman in the world in Cale Makar. I just thought that they were deep enough that they could – your goal should have been, we got to split one of these. Nathan McKinnon came out before the series started and said he thought it was going to be a 6 or 7 gamer. So they were giving them respect, I guess, but to get punked and lose 4 straight and then have the 3-0 lead in Game 3 to within a 4-minute stretch of the second period, you're already only up 1 goal.
Yeah.
Which had been a problem for the Avalanche all year long, right? As far as like lack of focus, lack of discipline, you score and then give it right back. That wasn't new to us. We've seen that before.
Yeah, there was a stint in March where they lost 3 games in a row, and they got scored in those games 12-4, and the Penguins beat them really bad. I think it was 7-2 or something. Yeah, there you go. And so, yeah, they were prone to those lapses, but even still, it's a long season. You kind of write those things off, and perhaps we turned a blind eye to some of that stuff that we probably should have been paying a little bit more attention to throughout the course of the season. But I think in this conversation, it's really whatever team you were talking about last is the one that pissed you off the most.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about the Avs, but you can't neglect the Nuggets and what happened there, especially as you watch the Knicks, who made a coaching change at the end of last season. He's pushing all the right buttons. Pretty much the same team. David Adelman gets a better. Would we agree that David Adelman got a better team this year than what he had last year? A bunch of dudes after Anthony Edwards went down,
and Dante went down. Yeah.
So yeah. It was the Avs, but now I'm really mad about the Nuggets
again
because that was really disappointing too.
We go out to our guy from Denver Sports, the fire starter, James Marilat, joins us right now. Good morning, James.
Morning, fellas.
How we doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. I'm saying we're kind of memorializing the seasons of both the Nuggets and the Avalanche. So you're a guy that isn't shy to voice your over. I think we're probably still in the stages of denial with the Avalanche. But tell me how that series played out and what you think happens going forward, or what you think should happen going forward, so that they can make another run at another cup and hopefully not waste another season.
Well, what I think is going to happen, nothing. They'll make some cosmetic changes. Third and fourth line guys and names that, you don't see on the back of sweaters in the stands. It's going to be those kind of changes in terms of who the head coach is. I do think that's a move that should be made. At some point, you have to try something different. And it's the old scientific method, right, fellas? You change one variable at a time and try and figure out what's the one that was the difference maker. Changing the head coach for the better part of a half decade, he's had the best team in hockey, gone in as the odds-on favorite to win the Cup, has only gotten out of the second round twice. So the year they won the championship is the aberration. This was their second time going to the Western Conference Finals. If you don't win a game, I'm not sure you were actually there. So I think that's the change you have to make, and you have to see, hey, can we find a guy who can make an adjustment to what Vegas is doing? Because that was the frustrating part. They couldn't figure it out in 4 games, and they were worse in Game 4 than they were in Game 1, and that's the difference in the postseason versus regular season. When you're playing the same team every other night, it's about adjustments, it's about their counter, all that kind of stuff, and the Avs have just been unable to do it. So I'm not putting it all on Jared Bednar. Nathan McKinnon was a no-show, the best team, and they don't have enough hardware to show for it.
Can you remember a point in history, and I guess you have to broaden your scope a little bit because maybe this might have to venture outside of Denver, where a team that was so good and the expectations were justifiably high looks so bad in such a critical moment?
Not in a sport where they play a 7-game series, right? Like, you'll see it in the NFL every once in a while where it's like, man, the Broncos, the year they lost to Jacksonville, they were 12-1 when they clinched everything on like December 1st. They were just cruising, and then they lose to a 9-7 Jaguars team that was in their 3rd year. But that's one day, right? You just have one bad day. If they play 7 times, the Broncos win 6. They just happened to get them on the day they were not playing at their best, and Jacksonville was at their best. So in a 7-game series, I'm having a hard time coming up with one. Now, you've seen upsets, right? It's the Mavericks losing to the Warriors as a 1 seed versus an 8. It's the Sonics losing to the Nuggets back in the day in 94, but none of those were 6 fewer points in the regular season than you. And I get it. They're a different team right now because of their coaching change, I might add, for all the people who don't think they should get rid of Jared Bednar. But, no, it was stunning. And it's not so much that they lost. Like, if a week and a half ago someone would have said, hey, Vegas is going to get them in 6 or get them in 7, we probably would have said, yeah, right, but okay, I could see it happening. If somebody would have told us before the series started that they were going to sweep the Avs, we would have literally laughed in their face. Like, that seemed incomprehensible. So, yeah, it was.
And go back, like, even with the Broncos-Jags game, at the final of that game was like 30-27.
Yeah.
They didn't play well, but they were still fighting. Like, to not get a game and to know that your back's against the wall and you're down 3, I just, the performance on Tuesday night was like mind-numbing to me. Like, I didn't get it for like a team that was that good all season long, and knowing like, hey, and I had convinced myself by Tuesday morning, like, let's just minimize it. Let's just focus on this one game, get one, and then hopefully get back to your barn, and then you can make it a series. There wasn't any of that like intestinal fortitude or fight. So like for Jared Bednar, if you extend the series to 6 or 7 games, I think he's 100% safe. But to get swept, and in the fashion that you did it in the 2 games in Vegas, and then blowing the game in Game 2 here, where you led majority of that game before you weren't able to seal the deal, I think they're actually going to make a move. But on the flip side, I'd be fine with Jared Bednar coming back because I put more of the problems on the players. Like, David Adelman wasn't making adjustments. Jared Bednar was jostling the lineups. He was trying to find some kind of a solution to the problem that Vegas presented, and the players just weren't executing it. How many times after the series ended did we hear, we didn't execute what we were supposed to? We didn't execute what we were supposed to. That goes on to the players, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you because it's certainly not all on Jared Bednar, but other than, again, cosmetic changes with 3rd and 4th line guys, I don't think you're going to trade McKinnon or Makar. So I just look at it and say, well, what makes us think next year is going to be different? Because this is what we see every single season, 1st-round exit or a 2nd-round exit, and they'll be really good in the regular season. And, hey, maybe that's good enough. I'm not saying this is good enough for you, but for a lot of people, hey, it was a very entertaining year. They were a contender. They were in it. Their season went into late May. I mean, all good. It's, you hear all it's hard to win a championship, people. And I get it. It's hard to win a championship. But you can be knocking on the door every single year if you're a great team, and they're not knocking on the door. And you look at Vegas, who's been the best organization in the Western Conference the last decade, even though they've only been in existence 9 years. This is their third trip to the Stanley Cup final, and they've had 4 head coaches in that time. They fired a guy that won the Jack Adams. They fired a guy who won a Stanley Cup because they have a standard, and if they're not meeting their standard, they realize, well, that's the logical change. So, but I don't want to make a change just for change's sake, because the Nuggets did that. The Nuggets fired Michael Malone, which was the right thing to do, but they didn't hire the right guy. You don't fire him, and David Adelman as the interim was fine, but David Adelman as the long-term answer was clearly the wrong move. So if you're going to fire Jared Bednar, you better have a answer in terms of where you're going to go, why you're going to go that direction, how it matches your personnel. But I'm with you, Cello, from the standpoint of the players shouldn't get off scot-free. And teams take on the personality of their head coach and or their best player. At some point, the finger of blame here has to go at Nathan McKinnon. It just happened at the Olympics. Like, maybe that guy, for as great a player as he is, isn't ready for the big moment. There's been a lot of players that are that way. So I'm not putting it all on Jared Bednar. I just think it's the easiest change to make, and I also think it's the most logical change to make.
Let me ask you real quick before we transition over to the Nuggets. If they do make that move that they have to have a plan, you're a proponent of making a change, and you've kind of played that out for us how you would do it. So who would be on the tops of your list if you do make a move at coach for the Avalanche?
It's funny to say because he just got fired by Vegas, but Cassidy's won a cup. I would go to the team that's been your nemesis and see if you can steal some of that. Now, DeBoer would have been my top option, but he got picked up. I think it was the Islanders that hired him late in the season when they Dallas. So I would put him at the top of my list. And then, you got that would be the guy that I would want to interview first. You hear a lot about Carl from DU. That worries me a little bit. That's a big leap going from college to the pros. And is this team ready? Is this team ready to be led by a guy who's only been a college coach? I don't know. I feel like they kind of need a guy that's going to, the Patrick Waugh type, who's going to knock down the glass partition between the bench and the penalty box. Like, you never see any emotion out of him at this point and out of Bednar, and I think that's one of the issues. I think you need a guy that's got some fire versus a guy who says, it's not my job to motivate you. I get what he's saying, and he's not wrong, but they need the opposite of that. It's a little bit like in politics, right? We get tired of one side, they vote the other way. We get tired of that side, they vote the other direction. Time to go do a 180 and bring in a guy that's got some fire.
All righty. Yeah, that's a tough situation. I think it's going to be a long offseason for everybody that plays any sport in that arena down there. Let's transition to the Nuggets a little bit because they're in a similar situation, although their head coach, we already know he's coming back. If you watch the Spurs and the Thunder last night and how impressive that was for the Spurs to do what they did, you can see that the divide between the Nuggets and the Thunder and the Spurs is just a growing divide. So if the head coach is safe, which he is, when you look down that roster, James, who isn't in your mind?
I don't think Aaron Gordon is safe just because of the injuries. I don't think Christian Brown is tradable. If I could get a time machine, I would undo the Michael Porter Jr. trade in a heartbeat. I think that guy gets a bad reputation in this town for being soft, even though he played through a relatively significant injury and played an entire 7-game series against the Thunder with a bad shoulder. They clearly missed his rebounding in the postseason, which I know he drives people nuts, but he's one of those guys that he just makes everything look so easy. It looks like he's not hustling. He's that kind of a player. We've all seen those kind of athletes. So that's not going to happen, obviously. But I think Cam, AG, and Christian would be at the top of the list of who's not safe. I had a little bit of a different take, though, than you, Kyle, watching that game last night. And maybe I'm just too far removed now. It's been a month since I've watched the Nuggets lay an egg on a basketball court. But I'm watching that game, and I'm like, these two teams aren't great. Like, Wemby's a freak, but I thought Oklahoma City did a really good job of always putting a body on him, and the way they boxed him out and kept him off the glass to where he didn't dominate like he normally does, guys, for the next decade. I just think this Nuggets team, it was just I'm getting more and more into the case of that's just a terrible matchup for them, and they had a bad week. They had a couple of key injuries because their two best defensive players weren't able to play, and their two best players are their worst defensive players. So that is a just recipe for disaster. I know I'm starting to sound like run it back guy, and I wish they had a different head coach. But if you want to give me Chris Finch and Mike Inori on the bench, and they get David Adelman, I think the Nuggets win that series. Same thing goes for the Avs and the Golden Knights, by the way. I would run it back because I think that's the easiest course of action, because I don't think you're going to get good value for anybody you trade away. AG's hurt, Christian Brown's a bad contract, etc. I'd run it back with a different head coach if it was me.
James, that's the scary part to me, though. As I watched both of those teams last night, yes, they're prone to playing bad basketball because they're really young and they're figuring it out. But the problem is they're really young, and if they figure it out, then you could absolutely be looking at one of those stretches with the Thunder and the Spurs that very similar to the Spurs and the Lakers in the early 2000s, where I think it was 12 years between those two teams. They won 9 of the championships. That's the scary part for me, James.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I think that's going to be the fascinating part to watch, because we already know Wemby is a guy who spends his offseason improving his game. And if some of the young players that are around him and are the core of that Spurs team do that, and every year they're better and don't rest on their laurels, and there's too many guys on the Nuggets that this year were the same player they were a year ago, right? Like that's including Nikola Jokic. Like that guy, I don't want to watch videos of him, doing barrel rolls off of a whitewater raft anymore during the offseason. I'm over it. But what has improved, and I know he made a, all-NBA team this year, but what has really improved about Jamal's game in the last 3 years? AG's gotten better. Like, you can tell that guy spends time in the gym. I mean, his three-point shooting went up double digits in terms of percentage. So does his free throw shooting. There's not enough guys on that roster that are that way. So, Kyle, to your point, if the guys on Oklahoma City to some extent, but really San Antonio are that way, and they improve every year, yeah, I mean, it's going to be Duncan and Ginobili and Parker all over again, where it seems like they're there every year.
James Merrillat, our guest, if you say there's probably not a lot of intrigue, couple things. If a team's just missing a vocal leader or a leader of men, I don't know why Christian Brown wouldn't be appealing.
Fair point. Fair point. If you want a voice in the locker room,
yes,
he's your guy to go get.
Exactly.
Oh,
but in defense of Christian Brown, when that deal was inked, none of us had a big problem with it. We saw potential in the guy. He was a part of the championship run. We thought he was going to for teams around the league. I think if you're looking at any of them, it's probably going to be Cam Johnson because, as you mentioned, the expiring contract. I think there might be a little interest in Jamal Murray just for a change of scenery type of deal. I wouldn't like to see that. And I would be fine if they were to run it back if you made a different decision at head coach.
Yeah.
If you're going to stick with that, it doesn't pass the confetti test for me. And that my concern is then your championship window's shut. If that's the way you're going to kind of build this team, because I didn't see enough out of that position. And I'm not going to let the players get off either. I mean, Jokic has to play some semblance of defense. At some point or another in a series where you're getting punked, you can't just let people straight to the cup. It doesn't work that way. Jamal Murray could get a lot better in that sense as well. So I wouldn't mind if they did run it back, but with the decision at head coach, I think the championship window is essentially closed.
Well, and I don't disagree with that. But to me, running it back also means Peyton Watson's on this team, right? Like it can't be, you're running it back with everybody but him. He's got to be a part of the equation because, it was so glaringly obvious how much more athletic and the length that Minnesota had in that series. And you talked about Jokic's defense. Like, it was painful to watch guys take the basketball from outside the three-point line, get all the way to the rim, and make layups. Well, Jokic isn't going to turn into a rim protector. He's just not. So you have to have other guys that can defend on the perimeter, maybe some other guys who can block shots. I mean, Peyton Watson's one of the better shot blockers on the team, even though he's not he's not Wemby in terms of size. I do think if Peyton Watson's out there, if Aaron Gordon's out there, if they're healthy, big if though. We said this heading into the playoffs. Big if. Can Aaron Gordon stay healthy for 2 months? Well, he didn't stay healthy for 2 weeks. So, I don't know how likely that is. But as a fully healthy team, can they beat San Antonio and or Oklahoma City? I think they can. I certainly would like it if they had a different head coach. But I just don't know that there's a move to be made that is going to make this team better. They made a big move last year there was sort of a salary dump, and then they spun it as, well, but look, we actually get 4 players. Well, how'd that work out? So I wouldn't make the same. They made that trade a year ago. I said to start off, if I could get in a time machine, I'd undo it. I don't want to be having the same conversation in a year, fellas. And we're like, man, I wish they hadn't traded away AG and Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson was their second best player in the series against the Timberwolves. So what are you going to get back? Like, I'm open to trades, but it's all about what are you getting back. If this team salary dumps, I wouldn't buy a ticket at Ball Arena all year if that's what they do.
James, are you like me? Do you have like a little bit of head coach envy when you see what Mike Brown has done in New York?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. And you know, you see the guys that are coaching in other places and the moves that they make, the adjustments that they make. And it was that I thought they should win those series because they didn't have Jamal. I get it. But you can do better than 1-9, and you can try something different. So, lo and behold, last night, is it Caruso that they put in the starting lineup last night? It's like, you're the defending champs. You're playing Game 7 at home, and you're still making moves and tinkering. You're not just rolling out the basketballs and saying, this is what we do. And I thought Michael Malone was bad about that. David Adelman really is bad about it. But, yeah, Mike Brown in New York has done a terrific job. It would be that kind of a voice, and it's the same thing with the Avs. Like, that's why the Carl thing doesn't work for me. I think the Nuggets and the Avs both need somebody who is a seasoned NHL or NBA head coach who's got some, to use a John Foxism, some pelts on the wall that guys are going to respect. And you need a coach who's kind of seen it all, and nothing's going to surprise him. And, you know, Jared Bednar's been around a long time, but I was telling Dan Jacobs this yesterday. I was watching, it was the game they blew the lead. It was Game 3. And I was at a graduation party, so you couldn't really hear. It was basically like watching without the sound. So every time they would show Jared Bednar, you couldn't really hear why they were showing him. And he just looked like the most confused person in the building. It's like he was counting players. Like, oh, I don't have enough. Like, he just looked befuddled. And I think David Adelman very much that same way. Like, both of them need somebody who's going to have some fire. What was something that annoyed us the most about David Adelman? His excuses in the post-game press conferences. Like, we just didn't make shots. You also didn't defend. You didn't have any heart. You didn't knock somebody on their butt when they came into the lane after they basically challenged you. Like, they need somebody who's going to, you know, throw a chair across the floor. They're both soft.
James, we appreciate it, man. Nobody can start the fire like you did, and we appreciate you joining us this Sunday morning.
No problem. Anytime, fellas. Have a good Sunday.
All right, bud, take it easy. Here's the reality. The Avs it's an embarrassing loss. I don't know there's any other way to describe it. You could say the same about the Nuggets. The Broncos seem like the only team that's trending up. But we'll get back, and when we do, we'll wake up and reset.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
What's up, everybody? Cecil Lammy here for my friends Soda Diet and Nutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because with soda, I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And it's so fantastic to do weight loss the right way. There's no mystery pills. I'm not giving myself a shot, and there's no mystery chemicals that I'm putting into my body. This is knowing real food will bring you real results. And speaking of real, Soda got me a real nutritionist, a personalized nutritionist that would work with me one-on-one via text when I had questions, concerned, and just sometimes straight up needed encouragement. Your weight loss journey, you've got a friend, you've got help, and that is Soda. They can be there for you just like they were there for me. I look and feel 10 years younger. I got my confidence back, and right now you can join Soda, and your partner joins for free. That's 2 people. Real accountability for the price of 1. Soda changed my life, and I thank them so much. SodaDietNutrition.com. Call them up 866-800-SODA, because Soda is state-of-the-art.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I need a little ranch, step to the ranch.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
This is Terry Wickstrom. I want to tell you about a great new partner to Terry Wickstrom Outdoors, Mad River Mortgage, your reverse mortgage specialist. If you want to secure your rest of life housing, maybe come up with some extra cash, or have a line of credit available to supplement your senior lifestyle, call my friend Mike Rabin at 303-396-2804 and ask about an FHA-insured home equity conversion mortgage, or go to madrivermortgage.com, NMLS 1504779.
Denver Deck Builders is the #1 deck builder in Colorado. With me is the owner, Ron Gibbous. What is the advantage in building a new deck or replacing the old one?
If you were to spend $50,000 on a deck, probably increases the home value by $25,000 to $35,000. You will get some of it back when you sell the home. But do you want to use it to spend time outside with your family, with your friends, building memories and building relationships?
Start dreaming about your outdoor living space. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Rise and shine, Colorado.
Good morning, Vietnam!
The sports world never sleeps, and neither do we.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you're shoveling?
So here's Kyle, Reese, and Marcello Romano with your wake-up call.
Just to wake up, wake up.
Time to get up. Slept in long enough. The Avs never woke up. They fall. We know what the finals are looking like on both the NHL side of things, as Carolina looks to hoist Lord Stanley, and they'll do it against the Vegas Golden Knights.
I'm rooting for Carolina.
Why? Because the Knights beat the Avs, or just because you like that team?
Just the idea of the Knights just makes my skin crawl. I don't want that.
Okay. That's fair. I would probably tend to root for the Canes too.
Okay.
And then on the NBA side, the San Antonio Spurs outlast the Thunder last night in Oklahoma City. I think that's kind of a part of the story that people aren't really mentioning. It's on the road in the NBA. Normally, whistles change big time. And we know that Oklahoma City always gets kind of a favorable whistle. That we spent a large portion of the first hour talking about that. But the Spurs go into Oklahoma City and win Game 7, so we have Spurs and Knicks in the NBA final.
Yeah, Game 1 Wednesday. That's going to be 8:30 on ABC. I'm going to be rooting for the Knicks. Even though my dislike for the Spurs has waned a little bit, I like this young crew. They're kind of fun to watch. And
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's way different. It's not the paint drying that Tim Duncan was.
I agree with you. Like I don't think I minded the Spurs when it was the Admiral and early in Duncan's career when they had the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
It was, you brought it up, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker,
Bruce Bowen.
Thank you.
Bruce Bowen.
That was one you just rough.
Yeah, he got a lot of Alex Caruso in him. Have you ever been down to their arena down there? I think it's the persona of the city. Like, the arena's in the middle of nowhere. There's like a Coca-Cola bottling plant next to it and a scrap yard. It's just
this new one?
The
Alamo Dome.
No, not the Alamo Dome. The
Alamo Dome's actually like
in
downtown.
the city.
Yeah.
The where the Spurs play is out there, like not out there. It's in it's in a terrible location, and it's just like, man, this is what your team looks like.
That's where the facility is now too.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing.
I've never destination spot that like I can't wait to go to San Diego or San Antonio. It seems like I'd have to be doing something for work, or we'd have a baseball tournament for me too.
Even the Riverwalk is disappointing. The Alamo, we talked about this. The Alamo is a little bigger than this room. If you're not paying attention, you'll miss it too.
There's no basement in the Alamo.
So it's not just me hating on the Spurs.
What's the Alamo famous for, Kyle?
There was a fight there.
Isn't that where Davy Crockett did his thing?
Yeah,
it was.
You know what's crazy is that has their names on. I'm like, oh, these were real people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this wasn't
They didn't
a
just
cartoon.
sing a song about it in the 50s, man.
Yeah.
It was a real dude.
No, it was. So, I mean, like, I appreciate the history of it, but it's underwhelming. It's an underwhelming city.
Bex, you ever been to San Antonio?
I have once. Yeah. Check it out. We did go to a Spurs game. Went to the Tower of Americas downtown.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Went to the Riverwalk.
Hey,
Feel
man.
about it. It wasn't too expensive.
Yeah.
Everyone was friendly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's close to the border, so you kind of get that flavor.
Yeah, no.
Good Mexican food.
Other than Denver, what's the one place you want to go to catch a game?
Man.
Professionally. I know there's a ton that we've talked about as far as like the collegiate ranks, SEC country, Big Ten country. I've been to the Coliseum, but like I'd either go down to South Beach and watch a game.
Yeah.
See if I can take my talents to South Beach.
Yeah, I mean, like, Dolphin fans, they don't go either. So I don't. You can sit anywhere you want. I'll tell you one place. We went to Cleveland a few years ago, and I think it's Rocket Mortgage Arena that they have out there right now. It's actually a really cool arena. So I enjoyed that experience. The other place for
Plus,
me,
you get to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
I walked past it. I didn't go in, but I did see it when I was out there. Philadelphia is the other city.
And then it was Jacobs Field. What is it called now? The Guardian?
Progressive Field.
Progressive Field.
When
we were driving out to New York for our national tournament, my senior year of club baseball, we had to take a bus to get to Syracuse. Not my senior, my junior year. And we drove, so 30 hours. One of the stops along the way, we had to stop at like a one of those big gas station where semis stop and everything. We had to practice like over like a truck stop, and Jacobs Field is right across the way. So
yeah,
I've seen it.
Yeah, Cleveland is one. It's not as bad as people make it sound.
Is it for you?
Was what for me?
Cleveland.
It's Cleveland. No.
This one's for you.
No.
Cleveland rocks.
No, and then leave. Philadelphia is another city than the last one.
That's That's one I want to go to.
Yeah,
I've never been to Philly.
Take a tour guide.
No, I've heard you've given me that advice before. So
last one, Seattle. Seattle's beautiful, beautiful place.
Have you been to the new SoFi?
I have not.
I want to check that one out, I guess.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah. Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Can y'all dig it?
Hey man, you know what else I can dig is like Shedeur Sanders. He catches hell, and some of this hell he brings upon himself.
Yeah.
He made, make sure I got this number right, $17 million in licensing revenue. So he made up a little bit of that money between the first and the fourth rounds, between the $48.7 million contract that Cam Ward signed and the $4.6 million contract that he signed. He made up a little ground selling jerseys.
That's what it means? License is just his jersey?
Just to the gear.
Well, now he's going to make more because he had a jersey number change. He was 12, right, in honor of his hero and GOAT, Tom Brady.
Is that going to be like one of those rare merchandise things to have a 12 Shedeur Sanders jersey, like a 45 Jordan jersey?
Depends on how he plays.
Yeah. That's the other thing about this.
Yeah, I mean, well, you had the Kobe when he was 8
Yep.
before he changed over to 24. Like the NBA, you have to like jump through all kinds of hoops just to change your number, I believe. LeBron has been 6,
been 23. Shaq was 32 in Orlando and then 34 with the Lakers.
Yep.
AG, of course, we know changed his number because of his brothers.
His brother, yeah. Yeah.
What was your jersey number, Kyle? The one that you sign your autograph with?
14. I had a Dan Fouch jersey when I was a kid. Don't ask me why.
What?
I remember getting it. My mom got it at a Cinderella City.
Mm-hmm.
And I wore it to football practice. I just wore it everywhere. And it was 14.
We didn't have a
1-4.
ton of money.
All right.
1-4.
Go get him 1-4.
Yeah, it's weird. And then I couldn't get my 7 my freshman year of college. I couldn't get the number I wore in high school. But 14, it was like, oh, this is meant to be. So I just wore 14.
Beck's your number?
9.
Always 9?
Always
like
9.
Roger Maris, Roy Hobbs.
Vinny Castilla.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was 8 in soccer, 19 in baseball. But when you get to college, you don't get to choose, right?
No, yeah.
They just give you the number.
Hey,
I was number 10 in college.
Okay.
Which didn't really, I didn't get to pick it, but once I had it, it was mine. I stuck with it. I have
numbers.
What's that?
Lucky numbers. It means something. Like, there's really something to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's guys that'll pay like everyone when they go to a different spot. I think Plexico Burress, when he went to the Giants, I think the punter had 17 there, and I don't remember what the fee was, but he paid him for it to get that number. Like, it matters to these people.
Yeah, that's happening in Cleveland now with Quinshon Judkins and one of the receivers. I can't remember if it was Casey Concepcion or who
Russell Westbrook tried to get 0 from Christian Brown, and Brown did not give it up.
No. You're going to be gone in a year.
You bring up Shedeur Sanders. We only have about a minute left before we get to a break, and then we'll welcome in the judge to wrap out the show. You expect better?
From who? You?
From Shedeur.
All the time.
His coach came out and said it's leaps and bounds different.
I do. And actually, I'm rooting for better.
Do you think he can be successful at the NFL level?
I do. I honestly, I still kind of believe, even though Cam Ward had a decent season last year, I still believe that Shedeur Sanders is better than Cam Ward. I know it sounds weird. I still believe that a little bit, a little less than I believed.
So do you think he'll be the starting quarterback in Cleveland
at some point? Probably. They've got to see this Deshaun Watson thing through because of the money they've got committed to it. But at some point, he will be.
All right, coming up next, we will welcome in the judge. It's Fan Weekends. Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano. We'll do that next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. My wife Susan and I started Done Right in our garage in 1985, doing a little of everything. We've grown to be one of the largest companies of our kind in Colorado, specializing in kitchens, baths, counters, floors, finished basements, and windows and doors. Serving Colorado 40 years. And what an adventure it's been. We've learned that the fundamentals of a successful business never change. That is, treat people like you want to be treated, do good work, price fairly, and back up what you say. That's our success formula. Here's our son Todd.
That's right, Dad. Been hearing that my whole life from you and Mom. Folks, whether it's a first-class kitchen renovation, an awesome turnkey bathroom remodel, a full-service basement finish for some extra space, or replacement windows and doors that will wow you, give us a call. With an 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about, now couldn't be a better time.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, windows, and doors, you have our word. We'll treat you right at Done Right. Call us to reserve your spot in our schedule. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
Every hunt tells a story. Let Ties Taxidermy in Loveland bring yours back to life. Big game, birds, fish skin mounts, and reproduction. Expert detail since 2001. Call 970-669-1119 or visit tiestaxidermy.com.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life's sleep.
Flatland Cavalry. Shane Smith and the Saints. So I ever see is Fiddler's Green Amphitheater, Saturday, June 20th. Get your tickets now at AXS.com.
Introducing Mine to Shine, the world's most personal diamond. Here's Shayna and Dylan Williams.
Come experience the most revolutionary and transparent way to buy a diamond.
Mine to Shine by Kwiat and Williams Jewelers. The natural diamonds cut, polished, and designed just for you.
First, we'll help you select a natural, conflict-free, and ethically mined diamond.
Then you select one of Kwiat's legendary shapes. Kwiat Cushion, Oval, Radiant, Emerald, or Incredible Ashoka.
A wider, brighter, and larger looking diamond, cut to the world's highest standards.
Then trace the journey from rough stone to polished perfection by Kwiat's master cutters.
Perfectly cut for maximum brilliance. Simply brilliant.
Mine to Shine, the world's most personal diamond.
Only from Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, Colorado's exclusive Kwiat jeweler.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Kyle Reese and Marcello Romano.
Back in Fan Weekends, Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, Alex Becker, and now the Honorable Judge Dan Jacobs joins us. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
You recognize that one?
Oh, turn that one up.
Yeah, I recognize the original track.
Not too far off. That was I'm Coming Out, Diana Ross.
Diana Ross.
But it was sampled by Bad Boys.
Did he?
Yeah, I was trying not to say his name on the radio. But yeah, that's the notorious, very notorious, and apparently not that famous to you, the notorious B.I.G.
Did you see? Remember Tony Busby, the attorney that went after Deshaun Watson?
Oh.
Remember, he had like 20 lawsuits.
Yeah, 22, I think, at one point.
Here's the thing. Aging those, it sounded like they settled all those super cheap. Like nowhere near what you would have if those cases had merit, nowhere near what you would have expected them to settle for. So I don't think it was the windfall that he was hoping for. This Tony Busby guy, he's kind of the slimy Texas lawyer guy. Oh, I can see his face. There's a rapper. So Busby went after these two guys and accused them. It's not like Dr. Dre, but oh man, really famous guy, not Diddy, Dr. Dre, but I can see his face. Anyway, he's now suing Busby and may sue him into oblivion because it turns out the allegations that Busby was tossing around, apparently, according to this guy, are completely without merit, and they could just, I don't know, destroy this guy.
They call that slander or defamation. I always get those mixed up.
Well, defamation is the overall. There's slander and there's libel. Okay. Libel is written, slander is spoken. That's how that works.
Okay. So we slander.
Yeah, it was Jay-Z. Jay-Z. See how it's close. You guys, have you heard of Jay-Z? Yeah. You've heard of him? Maybe? Just a little bit over in Park Hill?
Can I fire back with this?
Have you
heard of
me?
Morgan Wallen?
Yes.
Did you know that he was in town this week?
I knew by the end of the week, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was just checking. Kyle didn't have a clue.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the traffic I'll tell this during my opening segment. But James, so I heard you guys just had James on. I had him on yesterday, and we're talking about Burnham Yard and where that is, and he's like, it's probably jam-packed right now. There's probably, in the middle of a Saturday, there's probably a traffic jam. I had to go that way after the show. It was, gridlock. So I took a picture of the heat map on your phone. I sent it to James. Yep, you're right. You're right. But yeah, Morgan Wallen. So I guess we're still too much of a cow town. We don't have star power.
It is a pretty big pull to get John on Friday.
Really? What's he doing?
Well, he's not here all the time either. But I didn't know he was so readily available to you, Dan. My bad.
Well, I'm just saying, we don't have anybody else. So Wallen and Payton are tight. Payton was at the...
Yeah, but he's never duplicated a walkout, and he already had Payton.
Okay.
Payton did it in Tennessee. If you remember, Brandon Stokely was practicing with him just so that he would get, Payton's very meticulous with those type of things.
Yes.
And he threw on his football full pad. What is it? What's the stadium name?
Neyland Stadium.
So Jamal's not big enough. Bo Nix isn't big enough.
Bo Nix surprised me. I thought he would have been on board. I thought it was going to be Bo Nix night 2. And maybe he's not walking right yet. I don't know.
We're just too much of a cow town still, I guess.
I think a lot of players still don't make this their home.
Now, it
100%.
doesn't have to be a player. It can be any walk of celebrity, correct?
Well, then give me some other nominees from Denver, Colorado.
Well, from Denver? I don't know. I could go to Aspen, like Tom Cruise, or I don't know. Does Oprah have a
Kevin
place around
Costner.
here? Kevin Costner. Is Jessica Biel's from here?
Yeah.
Amy Adams, I think.
Don Cheadle.
Cheadle.
No. He ain't doing it.
He's not big enough.
What I'm reading.
I mean, there's plenty of celebrities around here. I don't know. I was a little surprised. I guess he doesn't do it every time that he plays a city.
Well, 2 years ago we went, and my wife, she said it first. She kind of initiated the idea, but I am kind of surprised there was no Bo Nix sighting. Or Bruce Brown loves country music. I just don't know if that's a big enough name.
Also not showing his face in public.
And a lot of these guys, they don't hang around here afterwards. I think Jamal's not in Denver right now, but maybe you could ask him to be here.
Yeah, the young
but
guys
John,
get out of here.
Even John, I was concerned of him being here because most of his time he's where he filmed that documentary, on a lake in Idaho or something. You know,
California. Yeah.
Is it in California?
Well, no, I think he does have the place in Idaho. They keep a couple places.
Yeah,
they're like Joe, a little bit just for fun. We were talking about a little bit on the show yesterday. So who is bigger in this town? Is it Payton or is it John? I've gotten the sense that the shine has faded a little bit on John Elway, and I don't know if that's because it ended poorly as a general manager or it's just because he's old and he hasn't played in 30 years. So do people just they know? Well, I know the name John Elway, but do they not really remember him?
Well, I think it's probably age. Because if you just polled the amount of people that went to that concert, that was probably the more difficult poll because he's already had Payton. But I mean, it was fun being there. I mean, the crowd didn't shy away.
So you went?
Yeah, on Friday night.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and John Elway's not doing a lot of commercials. He doesn't have a Copper Tone commercial or anything like that. Peyton Manning stays on TV. So, that's one of those out of sight, out of mind things.
But who is out of the two? Who's the king of Denver sports right now? Would Peyton or John? What would it be?
No, Cola.
Cola. Okay.
I think for me, nostalgically, it's always going to be John. But if I'm going to go have dinner or enjoy a beverage or maybe even a round of golf, it's probably Peyton.
Yeah, I think it's Peyton all the way around.
I think Peyton would have more fun people with him.
So John?
I think it would just be...
John's not a fun... Just that I'm a fun guy?
No, I'm just saying, who else would be hanging with Peyton? It won't just be you. He doesn't want to just hang with just you.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably going to be a few other guys, and you'll probably have more fun with them, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that leads a question then. Who would be your all-time celebrity foursome? We were talking about Brandon Stokely and Zach By going 100 holes of golf to raise money for the recruiting classroom. Set up your all-time foursome. Who is
they got to be alive?
No. This is like
in history?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that'd be tough.
Ooh. I would want to hang with Willie Mays. Maybe Bill Russell. Magic. Seemed like he had a good time. No,
For
no,
different-
my
well,
fourth
that's
one
well,
is.
you're the fourth. You
And
only
then I'm
get-
the fourth.
Yeah,
Okay,
you only
there we
get
go.
3.
Give me those guys. Willie Mays, Bill Russell, Magic. Oh, I forgot Muhammad. Doggone it.
Oh, Muhammad Ali. Yeah. So
That would be fun.
mine is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Sinatra. Come on, man. Frank
Can you do that?
Sinatra.
Can he do that? I thought they had to be sports guys.
No, I said anybody.
Oh, Frank Sinatra, and then man, I don't know, like I just love great stories. People that have great stories, you know.
Wayne's real name.
The Duke. He changed it legally.
Mine
girl,
would be
like a girl I dated in high school. I changed her name to my my last name.
Mine would be probably. It might be. I think it would be Manning, Jordan.
Jordan.
And then Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to hang with Jordan because he'd be trying to freaking kill you all damn
Dude,
day.
but
Like,
the
let
stories-
loose, have some
That
fun,
would be
man.
Barkley.
Steal your money.
Barkley.
Yeah,
Barkley
no
would
doubt.
be good.
No doubt.
Dion wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
You know who? Michael Irvin.
Michael
That'd be
Irvin.
great.
Wow.
I've got a Michael Irvin to save it till next week. Hey, that we also have an event for the nonprofit that I'm a part of, Athletics and Beyond. That's going to be this Thursday, June 4th. That's going to be a home run derby at Coors Field, and that's going to be a fundraiser.
Who's in that?
A few Broncos are going to be out there. Had to be mindful of some contract stuff, so I can't say exactly who's going to be there, but the Broncos are going to be there. It's $10 a ticket. All the proceeds go back to our nonprofit, and you can get your tickets on the Major League Baseball website. So thank you guys for
What do they have
supporting.
to search?
It's MLB. It's literally there's a lot of slashes in here, but if you just look up Healthy Swings, UC Healthy Swings,
Okay.
that'll take you there. $10 a ticket. Starts at 5 o'clock on Thursday. So
Do
thank
it.
you guys for supporting Recruiting Classroom. Thank you for supporting A&B. Appreciate that time.
All right, we got to get out of here. We'll make room for you. For Alex Becker, Kyle Reese, Marcello Romano, you've been listening to the Fan Weekends on Denver Sports.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child ages 8 to 14 will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Philip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today